We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and of course, SideScrollersPodcast.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey. Great to see you. How are you? Happy Thursday to you. We got a big show for you guys lined up. And yes, I'm aware, Blabs. I'm going to get that fixed. How are you, Blabs?
I'm good. Hello. Hi.
Good. Great. Grand. Wonderful. Everybody likes me.
Yay! No, actually, I had an eventful day yesterday. I got a new chair.
Oh.
And then it turned out it was defective after I put it all together. So then I had to go and take it all apart again and send it back out. So that was exciting. That was a fun time to kill. But at least I did something. I put a chair together and then found out it was wrong. And I had to take it back.
People truly don't understand how important the chair is. Especially when you're sitting for a long.
And it was actually really cool because it was part of a birthday present because my birthday's next month, so it was an early birthday present, and it was Harry Potter Gryffindor gets a chair, and I was like, yay! And it was beautiful, and then it was defective.
Defective like how? Like
it was crooked. I put everything together right. There was no other way to do it, right? There's little holes, you put the screws in. It's not rocket science, but for some reason it was ding! Anyway, so the stitching was wrong. You could actually see it. The stitching was all off. So, yeah, it makes me sad.
Thank you for your bravery and
fighting. Well, also, I just want to point out that little people have it difficult. We can't find good chairs. I swim in chairs, as you well are aware of at the studio. So trying to find a chair that fits me is a nightmare. I got a junior-sized chair for little people.
Little people.
The little people. Them elves, them dwarves.
You consider yourself an elf or a dwarf?
No, definitely not. I'm over 4'11", whatever it is. That's the cutoff for midgets. So I'm not a midget, but I'm just saying I'm still really short. So I had to find a junior-sized chair, and it's Mm-hmm.
There you go. Little problem, big mouth. That's Blabs.
That's precisely it.
That's right. All right. Joining us today, big mouth, big personality. It's Kirsche. What's going on? How are you?
Good morning. When I think of elves, I don't think of those filthy cookie-making, tree-dwelling tiny ones. I think of the tall, elegant, made-for-breeding ones.
Oh, okay.
Legolas?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think, well, how do you have a tall elf?
Have you met Orlando?
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom?
Yeah, and in a lot of MMO fantasy settings, the elves are meant to be super tall, super regal, super blonde,
So Hitler would have loved them.
Yes, they are Hitler's master race.
Fair enough. Strong.
Hey, if we can't all laugh a little bit here, why can't we just laugh at it? Anyway.
Exactly.
All right. So look, big show today. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to be getting into this Super Mario Kart World presentation. That was 15 minutes of fun. We have Asmongold under fire again, of course, for one of the most vanilla takes ever. The most unbelievably vanilla take ever, and people are still incredibly upset. There was a MrBeast experience out in Las Vegas, and I used the phrase "was," and it did not go over very well.
Did we get any exciting pictures of people who look like depressed meth dealers like we did from the Willy Wonka experience?
No, nothing like that. But we did get women in their early 40s going to see MrBeast, which was kind of odd. So we'll get to that later today. We got a lot going on.
Love MrBeast.
Soccer moms, man, they're into that beast. They're into that beast mode, So, and of course, a lot of quick hits throughout the show. Glad you're with us today, guys. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button if you're tuning in. Once again, there's a direct correlation between people finding the show when it's live and you hitting the thumbs up button and you chatting and letting us know how much you're enjoying Fox Lady here, which is great. Hey, speaking of Fox Lady, did you know that we have a lot of good stuff happening over at sidescrollersplus.com? We have, well, look, wow, I'm going to tie all this in somehow. This is amazing. Speaking of Hitler.
I knew where you were going. I was like, uh-oh, here we go.
Kirsche, there's a game you should probably check out. Don't do it when you're live, but the game Sex with Hitler.
Mein Führer can't possibly be this cute.
Listen, I played that game for the first time on stream the other day, and it was exclusively to Side Scrollers Plus, and it was so shocking, the gameplay experience here, that I had to share it. So I wanted to share this experience with you and let you know this is available exclusively over on sidescrollersplus.com. Where are we going? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Or 5? 4? 1? 5. I see 5s. All right. Oh! What? No! 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 Oh my God! Ah! Wasn't expecting that. So 5 has scarred me a little bit. There was multiple choices there.
If you're having sex with a commie and that commie is also a redhead, do the two negatives make a positive and so they're both a person and have a soul again?
This is the type of questions that you can only find on our show, which I think are very important. So thank you for asking that wonderful question.
We only ask the most intellectual, philosophical questions here.
That's right. So if you'd like to head over to Side Scrollers Plus and watch that content, as well as a bunch of other stuff, including this weekend, I'm doing a WrestleMania watch party. You can find me watching WrestleMania this weekend. That'll be available for free. All you got to do is make a free membership over on Plus, sidescrollersplus.com, and you can watch it. But Sex with Hitler is behind is for Plus members. You can use promo code NOPE. That is NOPE. That is what I thought when I saw that game and played it. You get a free month of Side Scrollers Plus over there. Or if you'd like to support Kirsche directly, you can use promo code FOXLADY on your annual membership, and that will support her, which is great. So good stuff. Good. So use promo code FOXLADY throughout the show. We're currently sitting at 445 Side Scrollers Plus members.
Oh my God.
Closing in on 500, which, as you know, when we get to 500, we're going to use our Twitch channel, and we are going to do all the things that would get people banned on Twitch, and we're going to do our best to burn our Twitch channel down. It's going to be outstanding. So we're going to get banned before we even know it. It's going to be great.
Good luck.
Yeah, we'll see how long it takes. So glad everybody's with us today. We'll be counting off and shouting out all new Side Scrollers Plus members throughout the show. But as always, we like to start the show with Today in Gaming History. So Blabs, what do we have today?
Well, that's a great question because I can't even find where I am anymore. Okay, there we are. All right, everybody, strap in. April 17th is Ninja Kid releasing back in Japan in 1986. Listen, I saw this everywhere at Costco growing up. Brain Age, train your brain in minutes a day, released in 2006. And then Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, released back in 2018. Listen, shout out Brain Age.
I don't like seeing that 2018 was 7 years ago.
I know. I know.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's tough. When you start seeing these things and you go, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
You ready for this? Final Fantasy XI was released 22 years ago for the PlayStation 2.
God damn.
I just want to point out that 2003 was 22 years ago. Also, Rygar was released 38 years ago for the Nintendo Entertainment System. That's an arcade classic. That was a port, which I never really quite understood why people were into Rygar, but they are. An early anime adaptation, Fist of the North Star, was released 38 years ago for the NES, and that game sucked. And then we got this. I thought this was interesting. 17 years ago, an arcade game was released, Samurai Shodown Sen. That's a fighting game in 2008. I'm guessing it's a fighting game. Samurai Shodown is a fighting game series. So the fact that there was an arcade game released in Japan in 2008 is kind of interesting to me. So there's some noticeable games that you missed today, Blabs. So including There you go. So I wish I could give you more.
How dare she not do a good job today?
She did fine. Just fine. Just totally fine. I would say an adequate.
Satisfactory, needs improvement.
An IGN 7 right there. Yes. So
I remember when I was younger, I was so desperate to try and play Final Fantasy XI, and I didn't have like a computer that could run it. So I ended up buying that like block thing you had to insert in your PlayStation 2 in order to get it online in the first place. And then trying to play it on the PlayStation 2, and I couldn't get it to work for some reason, and I don't remember why. And so I ended up trying to partition my PlayStation 3 because you could partition the PS3 to run Linux on it. But then I couldn't get Final Fantasy XI to run on Linux on a PS3, and so I just gave up, and I was sad.
the apathy happened. You're like, okay. You just accepted it and was all right. That's fine.
Yeah, I was like, I guess I'll never play Final Fantasy XI. It's my fate.
Well, bummer. Bummer. It'll never happen. Hey, you know what did happen is RightUX became a Plus member. Let's go, RightUX. Thank you very much for heading over to SidescrollersPlus.com and using promo code either NOPE for that free month or Fox Lady for that awesome discount. So, and supporting our crazy friend Kirsche here. One time the Bandcamp says, play more shmups. Okay.
What is a shmup?
They shoot 'em up.
Oh.
Like a classic where you're in a plane and you're shooting things that are coming at you.
No, I know what that is. I just hadn't remembered what the word shmup is because I know I'd heard it before. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's like combining a bunch of words into one. Shmup.
Yeah.
So it's
Like
a very old
shmuck,
school term.
but game.
Yes, exactly. Hey, New York Giants fan came in, says, joke of the day. Have you heard of quiet tennis? It's the same as regular tennis without the racket. Hey!
That guy needs to make us cheeseburgers.
All right. Thanks, New York Giants fan. Appreciate your support as always. Pretty good. Mercenary says, Gersh. Don't forget to tell Blabs she is fired for her today in gaming. Guys, make sure to clip it. And Gersh. I got the plush.
Spelling, it keeps changing.
I'm trying. I got the plush. It was the Rev Say Desu plush. Will commit so many war crimes now. Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Mercenary. Appreciate that greatly.
I guess Blabs, you fired.
Thanks, man.
There
Look,
you
Flash
go.
is here to fire her.
She's out. Thank you, Flash. Appreciate you, buddy. Tamamo came in with the 10, the Montez 10, by the way, which, by the way, Kirsche, we now have a Montez wheel that we're spinning.
Oh,
Yes.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
You guys took a page out of the UEL gaming book. They had wheel gaming. They're the inventors of wheel gaming.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Here's the thing. Very early in my career, I added a wheel to everything. I listen. Wheels make everything better. Everything. I'm not taking the shine off what they did, right? But I'm telling you right now.
Are you like claiming to be the Aztecs or some shit right now?
Listen,
like, what are you doing?
He's performing child sacrificial rituals on those wheels.
If there's one thing that I learned from Bob Barker and Wheel of Fortune, I know that's two separate shows, is that wheels do make everything better. All right? Wheels make everything more
because
exciting.
Wheel of Fortune sucks now. Pat left and Ryan Seacrest is there and it's shit. I watched an episode. It was terrible.
Labs.
I didn't know Ryan Seacrest was still alive.
Yeah, well, he's the host of, he's the host of Wheel of Fortune now.
He's like, what, 40?
And
I don't know. I thought he died in like a tragic surfing accident.
like Bob Barker, who died in a tragic surfing accident.
Wait,
Anyways.
did he actually?
No, he didn't, but that would be
okay.
pretty spectacular. I'm just saying. God, that would have been spectacular. Bob Barker.
That would have been spectacular and also very strange.
Just all of a sudden,
God.
he's out there hanging 10, and some shark comes in, you just see just coming across and just takes him out.
No,
Old man
but UEL gaming was something that I did a recent like DEI dive on, where it's basically a guy who failed in real estate and ended up racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt instead of making money.
Oh.
He decided his next grift was going to be, gamers are dumb. Let's make an esports league for everyone. And so instead of having to be really, really good at one game, you have to play all these other games. And so, like, they have these live streams that are 6 hours long, and they have a wheel, and they pick, like, 20-plus games to play during their esports tournaments. And the two teams have to compete in every single game, and every so often they'll spin the wheel, and they'll be like, okay, you were playing Need for Speed Underground 8, but now you're playing Mario Party 27, right? And so, like, they have to keep switching to all these games, and at the end they're given a trophy, and they're just like, oh my god, I've been hoping I'd get a trophy my entire life. They have, like, 70 views on their VODs. I'm like, what is this money laundering? What is happening?
Well, I love the idea of a big tournament where you got to find the best at everything. I do love that idea.
Well, you'd love the scam channel.
Let's go. Maybe I'll need to check it out.
You
right.
love the money laundering.
Hey, give it up for Marius, who came in and gifted 10 memberships to the channel, right, Blabs?
That's right, memberships.
Hey, give it up for Marius right there. Thank you very much for your support. Tamamo says, speaking of chairs, I got a new one. Then I got a kitten. I love him, but the chair is absolutely ruined where he climbs up on it and perches on my shoulder. I'll wait before replacing.
Yeah, that does suck.
When I brought in my kittens from the street and they also wanted to destroy my chair, I hung a towel off of the back of it, and that seemed to prevent them from trying to climb up the back of my chair, and so it did not incur much damage, which is good because I feel like I have a nice chair.
Let me see if I can find a picture of this. My buddy sent me a picture of his couch before and after a cat.
Oh,
it was spectacular. Blabs, go ahead and read this off from Dirtest King.
Dirtest King for 10 says, Tolkien elves are taller than men. Most fantasy follows this as a lot of elves are tall, thin, and willowy. But elves and dwarves were probably the same in Norse mythology if you look at what little we have. All right, well, thank you for that. Let me go and clear that one out. Thank you very much. Tyler says, hail side scrolls and Montez. Kirsche, my plushie came in 5. It's amazing. Also, when Dara when Dara Dark comes back on, ask her what her thoughts are on Lost Tapes, Bloom and Rage.
I don't know.
Okay, well, she'll be on tomorrow. I guess remind us tomorrow then.
Thanks, Tyler.
Bjorn says, hold on a moment while I go get a walker. I feel like I need it now.
Right?
You do indeed. And Jimothy says, hi, side scrollers and Kirsche. Welcome to the relentless passage of time where you feel your own decay. Ew. I'm supposed to end this with Montez, yes? Well, I mean, now you ended it with yes, so
You were.
And
You
also
did.
Magnum became a member for 9 months. Thank you very much.
Let's go.
All right, let me clear this one and go to, Rebound says, Anthony says, yay, Kirsche arrived in the mail today. Time for the gripping to commence. Don't forget to chill while on the Kirsche and Blabs show. We need the Kier flavor. Yeah,
I'm
not
gonna
Craig's
grip
show,
the
apparently.
plushie so hard and rub it against my face like I'm a Ren and Stimpy character.
All right.
I'm afraid of what those plushies are going to become, bro. I'm just saying.
They're high quality. I have had so many nice comments from people being like, I wasn't expecting it to be so big or so quality. I love it.
That's what she said. Man, I gotta wheeze out of Kirsche. Let's go. I gotta wheeze.
I wasn't expecting that, but that was good.
Oh man, that was an outstanding wheeze right there. That's great. Hey, Modest came in and says, hey, bada bing, buenos de amigos, mi amigos. Wait, mi amichis. Hey, Foxu, what's your take on the sudden resignation of the Shark VTuber gear? Also, is Foxu going to be a new co-host? Arrivederci, mi amigos, mi raviolis. Kirsche can come on any day she wants. She has an open invite. Yeah. And what are your thoughts on the sudden resignation of Shark VTuber gear? I don't even know what that means.
Guargora, I can never pronounce names correctly. She announced her graduation the other day. She was the most subscribed VTuber. She was the most popular VTuber. She was basically an icon in the VTuber industry. It'd be like if Asmongold announced he was no longer going to stream, you know? Like, it's kind of a big deal. Not that she has anything in common with Asmongold, but that's just the first, like, giant person I can think of.
What? Okay, question. Like, did she give any reason for that? Like, why did she like made enough money? Like, just tired of doing it? Like,
she hadn't been streaming very often recently, and her reasoning was disagreements with management and direction of the company. And there's been, I think, about 6 graduations in the last, like, 3 months or so that have all said the same thing. And I mean, it's easy to speculate about, like, why they might be saying the same thing, but it also could just be, like, corpo speak. Like, I don't, want to say anything of this company, especially.
Like, just leaving the company?
Yeah. So there's graduation and termination. Graduation is when it's like a mutual, like you couldn't come to an agreement on the contract, or like the talent themselves wanted to leave. Termination is when the talent did something afoul of their contract, they breached NDA, they did something wrong, etc.
Got it.
And for Creatine says, haven't played Final Fantasy 12 yet, but as time goes by, I feel like 9 was the last great Final Fantasy. Sorry, Fox2, I've tried. But I just don't like 10. Also, 13 is garbage. Got no idea why Valiant Renegade loves it.
Yeah, 13 is garbage. 12 is really nice, and the Zodiac version finally came out like years ago in the West, because I imported the Zodiac version and I thought it was a lot more fun than the original. They improved the skill system quite a bit, in my opinion.
Dirtus King says, also got your Kirsche waifu cups from GamerSups, and give help to your Kirsche by using code Kirsche to help get 10% off and feed your Foxu. She needs your help. Get her flavor.
True. We're almost at 60%. I think Binary Mind told me we're at like 57 when he last checked yesterday.
Awesome. Well, I said, what a terrible day to have eyes. I'm at work and very thankful nobody saw what was on screen. Since it gets closer to Easter, it would be a good time for forgiveness because y'all need it. Y'all need Jesus. Thank you.
That's true. Awesome. Did you hear about the prettiest butthole in Michigan competition?
No.
There's a Michigan strip club that I also learned is apparently a chain. They don't have just one location, called Deja Vu. And apparently, for the last 3 years, they've done something called the Prettiest Butthole in Michigan competition, where you can come and show off your butthole, and people can judge it, and you can get crowned Prettiest Butthole in Michigan. And apparently, from running this contest 3 years consecutively, they've learned that, women buttholes be dirtier than men buttholes, and they have to have, like, their working women remind the other women to, clean themselves.
This is a thing. Look at the advertisements here.
I knew you would enjoy those ads, Craig.
Thanks. It's great. All right. Gear came in and says, Spinning Montez. Here's for you, Gear. Recap. Wrestling fans destroy Genshin. English voice actors. Guargora graduation broke Yago. You throw these things out. I don't know what I'm saying here. With FazeCon spectated and won, and Adi Shankar poisoned Blaze Blue by dumb fan.
Man,
okay.
I saw Adi Shankar tweeting about Blaze Blue, and I was like, please no. Everyone is going to quote retweet this and get angry at him and be like, please don't touch Blaze Blue. And he's going to go to executives and be like, look how much engagement I got. Look how much they want me to do something with Blaze Blue. Don't engage with it. Don't hate on it, because he's going to use that and he's going to fuck it up. Just leave him alone.
How do you really feel about it?
I used to play Blaze Blue. No, I wasn't like a super fan or anything, but I enjoyed playing it, and it's a cute game, and I just like, please, man.
Worthy One says, just want to point out that the Blue Origin clip is basically a glorified and female version of what Steve-O and Chris Pontius did in the final season of Wild Boy. It's basically goofing around with no gravity. Thank you, Worthy One. I look forward to seeing you this weekend for the WrestleMania watch party over on Plus. Go by Silver says, so, Craig, what's the membership goal to get you to play Sex with Hitler 2? Well, is there a sequel to it? Did we
I feel like a
establish that?
sequel would be boring, though, right? Have you played Honey Pop?
No, I have not played Honey Pop.
All right, Honey Pop is one of my favorite games. I have all of the achievements in Honey Cam
There
Studio
is a second one!
because I am amazing at earning dildo trophies.
Oh!
Are you okay?
No! I went looking for Sex with Hitler 2 on Steam, and the images, well, they showed up all right.
Wait until she finds out there's sex with Stalin.
I already know about that one. Anyway, I didn't know there was a sequel.
So Honey Pop
Anyway,
Honey
carry
Pop.
on. Sorry.
Honey Pop is an amazing game where you get to hook up with women based on your Bejeweled skills. So the better you are at Bejeweled, the more these women want to take their clothes off and fuck you. And you can also convince them to fuck you through your Bejeweled skills by giving them gifts or money. You know, things women really love. The entire visual novel is very satirical, very tongue-in-cheek, which is why I enjoy it. It's basically like every stereotype that's in an actual porn game, like heavily satirized. And it's a lot of fun. And then in Honey Cam Studio, which I have some beef with Twitch because Honey Cam Studio is also on their banned games list. And Honey Cam Studio, like, there's not even nudity in that one. All right, Honey Cam Studio is basically managing your own Twitch thoughts. Like, you give them drugs and dildos, and then they make you money through streaming. That's all that happens. And yet that's on the banned games list. Fuck you, Twitch. Fuck you, Twitch. But I digress. You should play Honey Pop.
What's it called again?
Honey Pop.
Honey Pop?
Yeah.
P-O-P?
Yeah, Honey, H-U-N-I-E.
Blabs, please look that up. Just get your raw reaction to that.
I'm gonna need to see Craig try to seduce a cat woman.
Okay, I'm looking at the images on Steam. There's nothing bad so far.
Oh,
Okay.
you can have it censored or uncensored.
There's nothing wrong with the images on Steam. They're okay.
Okay. See,
And there's very positive reviews, and all reviews say overwhelmingly positive.
hey,
Look, I'm the
Kirsche-
shadow government of VTubers. When I recommend a game, you know it's gonna be good.
Four
I'm-
friends already have this game, including Oh No, It's Alex and Yellow Flash.
There we go.
What were you gonna ask me, Craig?
I wasn't going to ask you. I was going to say you have an open invite to stream whatever game you want. You can stream all these games that you want, whether it's Sex with Stalin, Hitler, Honey Pop, whatever, anytime on Plus. You can just set it up and go. So I'm just letting you know, so.
Oh boy.
Twitch won't let you, but we sure will. I may regret that. Marmalin says the Fox remembered to buy a cup remember to buy a cup for your cup. Craig tried lasagna soup and was very cautious while making it and was worried. Mix that with cheese mix in, and it was amazing. Try it, Blab. See, lasagna soup. It's delicious.
Was it? I've only ever eaten a lasagna not deconstructed.
It's wonderful. It's great. Hellsaber, thanks so much for being a new member over here on the channel. John says, I got my Kirsche plushie. I now convinced Craig and Blabs to make plushies.
No. Not happening.
Blabs,
Listen,
what
you
is-
want
If Blabs
Craig
plushie was
plushie.
holding a Harry Potter plushie, it'd be like plushieception.
I don't really like plushies. I'm gonna be real. I'm not a
What-
plushie girl.
what-
But you know what? Make a Craig plushie, and that's fine. You do that.
do you think people are going to do weird things to like Blabs plushie?
Yes, like they're doing with weird things to Kirsche's plushie. Like
Nobody's
they do
put
weird
an
things
own a
to
hole in mine
Az's
yet.
plushie.
Well, when somebody does make a hole in it, Kirsche, you let us know, please. Okay.
I will be sure. I will DM you immediately to let you know when someone fucks one of my plushies. I know you're very curious.
Look at the chat. They're all saying duh. Like, no.
Magden says Blabs skipped my slightly offensive super, and Kirsche proceeds to make everything the way more offensive. Come on, man. Let's go to the moon. I didn't really see your slightly offensive thing. We've read
Yeah, I didn't see
and
it
said
either.
way more offensive things than whatever it is you said. Raptor Kratos says, I'm just here to drop a Montez and El Grande Americano from the Gulf of Mexico. Let's go. Thank you so much, Raptor Kratos. Tamamo came back and says, I have a curse of getting in a franchise late. I didn't know Final Fantasy existed till 13. I love 13. I tried 10 and 12, couldn't get into it. Played 14 for over a decade. 15 was meh, and I loved 16. There you go.
I've
Well,
not tried 16 yet.
Speaking of prettiest holes, Kirsche Mersch has the best bee-hole wrinkles in the game.
Look, that's still warehoused, all right? It hasn't been sold yet, but soon you'll be able to buy the prettiest buttholes on the internet.
Make your way to Michigan and enter that contest. I'm just saying. throw it
I
out
told someone they have to bring a picture of my mousepad art to that contest because I want a clip of what the guy says about anime buttholes.
Evade says, get Craig and Blabs on Kirsche's Twitch chat so we can gift them the Kier Cup and a cup for the cup and do the Kirsche a little.
Do not, but also, yeah,
Oh.
Gamerslabs gave me like a gifting website where like oil barons can buy merch for other people, And then
Oh.
they can claim the merch on the gifting page. It's really fucking cool. You
That
just have
is
to be
sweet.
like in my Twitch chat to claim it because it does it by your Twitch username.
Sigrun came in at the 20. Says, here's a reminder that Kano Mercury in Blaze Blue canonically made love to and had a child with a cat. Please remind and inform everyone of this so Netflix won't butcher Blaze Blue like they did Castlevania or Devil May Cry.
Oh, no, they will.
Thank you for that, Sigrun. That's awesome. Curtis Hart says, Montez can't edit, but y'all can't edit, but y'all have her be the meteor that gets rid of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, Montez Meteor.
I'm down with that. Tomac, good to see you. Says, at this point, were we going to shame Craig to stream Subverse? I don't even know what Subverse is.
Subverse was the porn game that Tim Pool got mad at because they copyrighted the name that he wanted for his news website.
Timcast.com.
Fuck you, Yellow Flash. Oh my god. Yellow Flash just gifted me sex with Stalin.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
I bet he gifted it to you too. I'd look if I were you, Craig.
I want to let you know that I'm writing these time codes down.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Wasp said these games are gonna be a series that Craig started on the getting divorced at any speed run percentage. No, I will not. Refuse to. C. Thomas Bezic came in and says, speaking of plushies, my plushie arrived yesterday and it was ready for war crimes. God damn, C. Thomas, make it fucking weird. All right.
No, that's perfectly normal. You should give your Kirsche plushie a gun.
Which way? Which gun?
Whichever one you want. You can get her like a little mini Vector. That'd be pretty on brand.
I think people are going to give the Kirsche plushie their love gun.
No, dude, not that one.
My Steam catalog is wild. It's like sex with Hitler, sex with Stalin, then Sonic Origins. It's wild.
Sure that's not Sonic Orgies?
I hope so. I'm just gonna go and hide sex with Stalin now. There we go, and it's fine now. We're okay.
Okay.
I have a guy in my community named Boggy who also gifts me like ridiculous sex games like Big Buck Backshots and Arthur's Quest Between the Big Sword and the Bara Spirits.
Yep. You know, I got to be honest. I don't know if we're gonna do anything today outside of just talk about this stuff. Like we may not get into anything today.
This is how my streams go. I'm like, okay, I have 25 news tabs. Let's get into the news, baby. And then I yap for 5 hours about fucking what, dude?
Yeah, let's go with it. Let's just roll with this. This is fine. I'm loving this. Why not? Why not? Joey says, I'm at the office today due to mass blackouts in Puerto Rico. And the moment I tune in of the show, there's Kirsche talking about women's dirty buttholes. Also, Montez.
Oh, you know all about women's dirty buttholes in Puerto Rico, baby. Let's go.
Hey, let's go. It's on Kirsche. You have a juicy pineapple in your hat. Can I interest you to trade for your pineapple? How about some nice bananas?
No, it's my pineapple. Pineapple is better fruit than banana. I'm sorry, man.
Okay. Tamamo came back, says Final Fantasy 16 was done dirty by PS5 exclusivity, but I highly recommend. Great characters, great story, great combat, dark fantasy, and a single best Yorkshire accent in games. Many women enjoyed that. I appreciate that you singled out the single best Yorkshire accent in gaming. That's wonderful.
Deep dark fantasy.
Give it up for Bragny, who became a brand new Plus member. Love to see that. Thank you very much. Heading over to Side Scrollers Plus using promo code FOXLADY to directly support Kirsche, or you can get a free month by using promo code NOPE if you just want to try month to month. We did hit our first Montez goal here, Kirsche, which is very exciting right off the bat. So thank you guys for that. I'll get a new Montez goal set up. But first, and this is where this is going to come from, we need to give it a big spin.
Quiet! Give it a big spin!
What the fuck is that wheel?
Wheel of Fish.
What is the Wheel of Fish?
It's the Wheel of Fish. It's from UHF. The greatest 1989 Weird Al movie ever. It's the best.
What the heck?
Do you know who Weird Al is?
I know who Weird Al is. I never found his songs funny, so I never really looked into anything else he did.
So he had a movie in 1989 called UHF, where he is like a struggling struggling worker. He's super creative. He works at the burger place. He works at the whatever, and he keeps getting fired everywhere, right? And he has this rich uncle who gives him, who wins a TV station in a hand of poker, and it's gonna go bankrupt. So he's like, so his aunt convinces his uncle to make Weird Al the channel manager of this low rent TV station, and he comes up with all these crazy TV shows like Wheel of Fish, and it's so much fun. It's like an 80s cult classic. There's a ton of 80s references in it, but it's super duper fun. It has the guy who plays the janitor in it. It's the guy who played in Seinfeld, Kramer. It has Fran Drescher in it. Like, it has some pretty noticeable names.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's go. What's that? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, are you saying that movie basically is the inspiration for Adult Swim's like employee block? They would have several hours of just like the employees of Adult Swim doing stuff live on the air, and it sounds basically like what you described in that movie.
Yes. So that, whether I've never seen it, what you're talking about, but I'll tell you what, that movie had a direct impact on me very early on when it came to like Screw Attack, and now with side scrollers, like we're just kind of making fun content that we want to make, and we don't really care about algorithms and stuff, which is why like Plus is so important. So
Yeah.
all right, let's give this a spin, see where we're gonna go with Montez.
Spin the themes.
So what do we have today? We're going into Punch Out. Let's stink and go. A little round of applause right there. Woo!
Bitch!
Thank you, Mike Tyson. You're my favorite angel.
He's not dead.
He's still my favorite angel.
All right, let's go with a second Montez, because why not? All right, let's get into all this stuff. We got a lot to talk about today. We barely scratched the surface. We're glad everybody's with us. Let's get to hard news in just a second. But first, Tenarian came in with the 10, says, I feel old every time I remember that there are people born during the PS3 era who are 19 years old. Meanwhile, I'm turning 41 next month. I occasionally get mistaken to be in my mid-20s, though. So I've got that going for me. Well, good for you, Tenarian.
Jesus
Me too.
Christ.
He followed up and says, wish I could say that my Kirsche plushie got here, but unfortunately they didn't ship to my location. Gonna try to buy a cup or two, plus some other merch later today, though. Hope they ship it here.
Hell yeah. I gifted my real estate agent one of my plushies, and she texted me all excited when she opened it yesterday.
All right. Excellent. Speaking of excellent, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to get to some of it. Maybe not all of it.
We're going to get to some of it eventually.
Some of it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. All right, saw this yesterday, and I thought, wow, we got to talk about this. We see these videos online of people talking about like, oh, it's the 80s, and it'll be this like video of a mall, and people are walking around, and the footage looks all grainy, and we're like, oh my god, and this nostalgia flows over you, and it's like a rush. You know, have you seen those?
I wasn't even alive in the 80s, but yeah, it makes me think of when I was a kid too.
Yeah, right. So somebody went to the brand new Epic Universe theme park. I mean, this park isn't even open. Right?
I saw this.
And they brought an old school camcorder to it. And look at how, like, if you don't tell me you have nostalgia for Epic Universe in the next 47 seconds, I don't even know. But check out what they did. They brought an old school camcorder and just recorded it. And look at how awesome this looks. Oh, I love it.
I feel like I'm about to see the Twin Towers collapse any minute.
Oh no.
I mean, technically speaking, that wasn't the 90s.
Well, 2001, yeah, but doesn't this look amazing?
It does. Like... There's actually some account, if I'm not mistaken, that does this. Like, they go everywhere with like a camcorder, and they record everything through a camcorder. There's a lot of Disney ones like that, and it's like was filmed like last year or whatever it is. It's actually a really genius idea. It's genius.
I still have my camcorder that my uncle gave me. It's in my closet right now.
Well, so here's the thing about it is that number one, yes, there is some beautiful nature. Like, look at how that looks compared to like that. Like, there is something beautiful to the graininess of it. But there are filters. I actually downloaded a filter that you can add to your phone and do very similar things to it. So instead of bringing a camcorder, you can just download a filter for your camera phone.
Yeah, but that's just fake.
Well, a filter for everything.
Not authentic.
I mean, you're right. It isn't. It is totally fake. But I'm gonna see if I can find it.
It's handy and convenient to work with. You don't need to lug around a big ass camcorder because let's be real.
Yeah,
they
but
are
aren't
pain in the ass.
videos fake in and of themselves? Because like you weren't there to experience it. You're just watching
Oh, yeah, it's
a
all
film.
fake, but it's still it's a filter.
I'm gonna video something really quick. I just found this.
Do
Oh,
not
here we go.
record your foot.
No, I'm not gonna record my foot. Here we go.
Is the foot stinky yet? Because it's in the boot.
No, it's out of the boot. So it is out of the boot.
Have you been
So-
scrubbing all this dead skin comes off because you had like taped up and everything, or no?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I remember when my mom had her foot in a boot and she would always like stick something down to like scratch it. And occasionally when she would ask my brother to go get her like her cigarettes or a lighter or something from the kitchen, she would like stick her finger in his face and he would like real bad because it would smell really bad from scratching around the top of the boot.
That is disgusting. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's my mom.
All right. Here you go. Let me kind of show you. I just filmed this while we were going. Let me kind of show what I put on my phone just now. Here we go. This is let's see if we can do this. Let's see. Look at how that looks. Can you tell that kind of how that has that grainy nature to it?
It's got like the camcorder dates and stuff on it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
Oh my god, we're like the home shopping network.
that's right. I should get a cut of everything that I show off. Anyways,
I saw people in chat say that story was gross. Like they haven't heard me talk about how my brother and I would have to play rock, paper, scissors to see who would get the cigarettes and lighters out of my mom's dildo drawer before.
Timestamp. Yep.
I love it. I didn't know your mom had a dildo drawer, but I feel
My
like
mom had a lot of things. She was a human.
Yep. Siggy dildo drawer. Thank you.
Did this is just me being wildly inappropriate.
Okay.
When you went into the drawer, did you know what you were looking at?
Unfortunately, yeah, because like even before, when we were younger, we didn't know about the drawer. My mom would like fill the sink with hot water and dish soap, and she would like leave her dildos in it to clean. I don't think you're supposed to soak them, but that's what she did.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. AJ.
I'm just saying, but I feel like if your mom went to Hogwarts, the sword and hat would just be like therapy. And
Yeah,
then that
pretty
would
much.
be-
Yeah. And they'd be like, we can't give you magic. That would be inappropriate.
Just you're sorted into house therapy.
AJ came in and says, "Hey, Craig and Blabs and Kirsche, really enjoy your stuff. As for Kirsche, my plushie is still stuck in the high seas. Lord knows what it's up to."
Don't worry, it'll come with a full crew of pirates by the time it gets to you.
Modest says, "Hey, bada bing! You guys are speaking my language since we recommended H games. Play some Fuda Fix Dicks
Nope.
Den and Dash,
Nope.
Craig. You role play Fuda and bang a bunch of broads."
They're not broads because they're Fuda, and Fuda's degenerate.
I don't even know what that means.
So Fuda is... The artist draws a woman, right? Like a fully naked woman with big, beautiful, bouncing breasts and a womanly hourglass figure. And then they draw on this woman a giant fucking cock. And they say, it's not gay because it's a woman. And then sometimes they're like, the cock is nice on a woman, but you know what this woman really needs? Large, dangly balls. And it's still not gay because it's definitely a woman. And so I don't like Fuda.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm teaching you so much today.
I have learned so very much today.
I'm an educational streamer.
What about you, Blabs? Have you learned a
Oh,
lot
I
today?
actually already knew about the food stuff. I learned that about 2 years ago. So
Oh,
I
well,
also
more
hang out.
degenerate.
I have married lots of degenerate friends. So yeah, I also hang out in Alex's streams, and I learn a lot there too. So
that explains a lot.
education.
Yep.
But it's just still, you know, it just you float away eventually. You know that gif of Winnie the Pooh and kind of just floats up into the air. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Shadow says UHF is the best. You need a "You're so stupid" clip for the show. Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're so stupid.
I'll show you that in a second as well. Dirtus King says UHF is a stone cold classic, and you should watch it, Kirsche, with the chat on Discord, preferably. And at a time I would. We got it all on UHF. That's right. There you go. Thank you so much, Dirtus King. Janice says, is that Blad's voice saying bitch in Montez vids? No, it's not.
Bitch. That'd be really funny if we dub it.
That would be fun. And see how many people can notice.
Right? Just quietly dub one, right? And be like, bitch, Montez!
Scott says, or cleaning up after parking lot fights. Don't be like Kerr Mom. Okay. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate your
My
support.
mom was very efficient at breaking people's faces. She was a bitch you did not want to fuck with.
It sounds like it. Marmalin says, you forgot it was a very distinct vein with the food art. Okay, thank you.
I recognize that bulge.
Ian says, Craig, please think your questions through a little more carefully. Yes, I will. Thank
Asking
you.
questions while I'm here is dangerous because I will answer them.
Valamuar says, for your information, SHH has
Sex with Hitler.
Has multiple sequels. 2, World War II, 2069. What? All from the same dev. May your shared misery of this cursed knowledge lessen the pain of its existence.
Is Furry
Oh my
Hitler
God.
a different dev? Because he didn't mention it.
I don't know. I didn't know these things existed, and I feel a little bit crazier every single day. All right, nice. I want to let you know, Tenarian came out at the 10, says, Craig, Afuda is a completely normal, beautiful woman, just like you and me. Thank you,
Wait a second, there's 2 Hitlers? Like furry Hitlers? There's Furry Hitler 1 and Furry Hitler 2.
There has to be 2 Furry Hitlers because they have to take into account which timeline you're in. The timeline where he actually blew his brains out, or the timeline where he escaped to Argentina like the CIA told us.
Oh my god, this was released a year ago. Oh no, wow, okay, bye.
Hold on. Blabs, are you deleting things for me?
No, I put them in there already. You just gotta scroll up and see them.
Hold on. Where I put time codes here.
Yeah, they're there.
Specifically for you. Okay.
Yeah, scroll up. I already had them. I did them myself.
Okay, good. Because I need to make sure that we put in all your references to Hitler in the show today. So that's important that somebody needs to take today's episode and supercut all the times Blabs has said Hitler.
Yeah, I got it. Listen, Hitler loves Legolas, prettiest butthole in Michigan, sex with Hitler 2, sex with Stalin, the Wheel of Fish, a Siggy Dildo Drawer, and Furry Hitler 2. Coming to a side-scrollers near you.
Can somebody please just take today's episode and slice it up and just post it on X? I'll repost it. I'd really appreciate it.
It's okay. She can make those jokes. She has the trans rights hat.
That's right. There you go, Blabs.
Damn, this is sketch.
Did you see that? Did you see
This is Stitch. This is Stitch, you shitheads. How dare you?
Did you see the reaction from Blabs?
The actual offense on her face.
Yes,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Damn.
Time code that. 48:45. There we go.
Man.
That's
fine.
awesome. Yep, 48:45. Blabs
Yeah,
gets
I
offended.
got it. Leave my Stitch hat alone. This
Okay.
is the OG Stitch. This is like the animated Stitch from, the original movies. You delinquents.
Yeah, Stitch
Here's-
was cute.
Kirsche, I think you did it. I think you
You
found
broke me.
you broke Blabs. And
The Hitler and the furry stuff didn't do it, but insulting my Stitch bucket hat with the trannies, that That's too far, bro. You took it too far. You need to dial it back down.
I'll give you a little nugget of happiness. Yesterday, the Supreme Court in the UK ruled that legally trans women are not women.
Yeah,
I
we saw
It
that.
was glorious. That actually was the first thing I saw when I woke up because I have
Same, actually.
I have J.K. Rowling on notification, so whatever she tweets, which sometimes she tweets like a little girl, and there's like 50 notifications. I'm like, and yeah. Yeah.
I'm amazed that like those women who are like, yeah, like the fact that that is something that in today's society that we have to be like, yay, women are women. Like that's both amazing
Clown
and
world.
sad. It
Clown
is.
To think of the 1980s nostalgia, back in the 80s, they thought that by 2025 we would have flying cars, but instead, by 2025, we finally figured out that, in fact, men cannot be women.
It's a wild concept.
Yeah. Well, here we go. For some reason, just hitting mute will remove my camera. For some
Craig is
reason.
trapped in the Tesseract right now.
I don't know what's going on. Mike Short says, when artists add the balls to the fuda, it ruins it. It's no different to an IRL. Okay, thank you, Mike Shorts.
Wait, how come Blabs will say tranny, but you won't, Craig?
Because I can get away with it, and Craig can't.
Is that because you're
That
one
is
of
the
them?
That's the one benefit. Wait, what? I missed it.
Kirsche wanted to know if I'm a tranny.
No. It was referencing the Dave Chappelle joke because he was asking his HR agent. He was like, "How come I can say the N-word with impunity, but I can't say the F-word?" And his HR lady was like, "Well, David, because you're not one of them." So accidentally calling him an N-word.
There you go.
So I was asking, is that why Blabs can say it and you can't?
No, it's because like, that's the one benefit of being a female. You can actually go and say tranny, and no one gets mad at you because I'm just fighting for my rights here.
Oh,
Well,
I never thought of it that way.
There you go.
I take
Marius.
one for the team.
I'm gonna use that next time. Thank you.
And if you're playing Apex Legend, the one with the trans character, just go and be like, tranny girl!
Oh no, that's a terrible thing to think of.
Blabs, we
Why?
actually do.
That's his ability. He shoots out goo and he's a transgender.
Yeah, because then you think about the surgery and you think about the goo that happens in the cavern and then...
Oh, wow, you're really taking it to there. Okay, I didn't even think of that. I was just like, hey, tranny goo. But we went there.
We actually do have some Apex Legends news we may possibly get to today.
Do we?
Yeah.
I didn't even see it.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Marius says, easy, Kirsche. Craig only just got his head around sex with Hitler. That's right.
That's true.
I'm just a sweet young man here, scared of what's going to come. Sparky said, see people get stun locked by Kier's knowledge is why I pay for my crap internet. No plushie, but I bought a cup. Shipping is terrible. Tax evasion is an obligation. Montez, let's go, Sparky. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you.
Ed says, Kirsche, when will you mud wrestle Hassan for Asmon's affection? Also, did you see that AI image of Hassan with a pregnant Asmon with a pregnant Hassan? I guess Hassan would be the woman in that relationship if Hassan was not straight. There you go.
And that's why I'm attracted to Asmon. He's so manly, he can impregnate other men just by looking at them.
If Asmongold is considered manly to you, I really want to know what like an actual manly man looks like too.
He's kind of like a crypt
Asmongold
keeper.
is like
He's not a himbo.
The embodiment of a soy man. He just looks like if you poke him, he'll just fall over.
I wouldn't call him soy, but I would call him very underfed.
There you go.
Soy.
Seth, good to see you. Came in, says this is a safe for work donation. You're welcome. Thanks, Seth. Appreciate that. Supplies from Teroth. That's right. That's a reference to UHF as well. So many quote-worthy things for that movie. It's outstanding. Critical Catastrophe says finally got accepted to the creator program, and the Fox lady is on today. Montez, let's go. Critical Catastrophe. Congratulations.
What's the creator program?
I'm imagining it's either on Rumble or on YouTube. Probably.
Oh, I was thinking of the Crime Boss Rock A City creator program, but that might be a little too niche.
little too niche, yes. Marius says, and that's the last time we'll see Blabs wearing that bucket hat.
No,
That's right.
I wear it at least once a week, and I'm gonna continue it. I don't give a shit if Kirsche's shitting on Stitch. Whatever, man.
I'm not shitting on Stitch. I just wanted to make the joke.
You took it too far.
Great.
I rocked the bucket hat.
You took it too far, Kirsche. That's what did it. That's what
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for pointing out the color scheme.
Not the
Out of-
sex with the furries and the Hitlers and all that. The Stitch bucket hat
That's
insult.
right. Go Guy Silver says, I know what will cheer you up, Craig. Point out that the devs of Dustborn and Concord that Sex Filler has sequels, and their game never will. That's right.
That's so wild to think of.
Wow.
Apparently, the Concord devs, at least some of them, are working on that other game that's coming out that looks like shit that I can't remember the name of, the Ubisoft one.
Oh yeah, the Ubisoft Concord clone.
Yeah, what is it called? Marathon. Thank you,
yeah,
Chad.
Oh, that's
yeah,
Bungie.
Yeah, that's Bungie.
Bungie, not Ubisoft. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no
I was like, it's one of those fucking dying studios.
Right.
One of them deaths.
Major Spike says, Craig, why do you even bother putting topics in the video titles when Kirsche's on? Once the yapping begins,
true.
it's unstoppable. It's relentless. It's already in your walls. It's in your goddamn walls.
I'm like the Alien in Alien versus Predator.
Maybe next time in a couple of weeks when you're back on, we'll just put you in the middle and be like,
When
there you go.
when you look at my live tab on my YouTube channel, almost all of my stream titles are just nonsense. When I play video games, I try to make my title something relevant to the game that I'm playing. But then also sometimes I don't get to that part of the game because I take forever to shut the fuck up and get to the game. Like, I think one of my Okage titles was about the goat tower because they have a goat tower in the game. And I never got there. So I don't know how far away from it I am still.
Well, let me kind of give you a rundown of what the show looks like on a day-to-day basis. But first, I need to point out a massive 50 gifted memberships came in from Carlos right there. Carlos, always at the table with
Damn,
the
okay.
50 gifted memberships.
I think
Y'all-
he deserves Pappy. But where
He's
is
huge.
Pappy? There's she. Oh, that's
There
There
he
he
is.
is.
There's Pappy. Look at everyone embrace Pappy.
that's
There you
right.
go. Carlos
so
is our
jiggly.
Pappy today. Carlos, thank you so much. Huzzah for
Thank
Carlos.
you for the gifted memberships.
If y'all got
for
gifted, if you
For
got
a
gifted
thick
one,
fitty, I can hit him with the "Hey, Papi Culo."
Wait, can you do that again? But when we play Pappy, go ahead.
Ay, Papi Culo.
stop laughing. All right, thank you for that. Carlos, you are the Poppy today. Congratulations. Way to go. All right, so we were talking about the show, and whether we get to anything on this list is irrelevant at this point, because I showed this yesterday. We have a run sheet every single day on the show. Every single day we have a run sheet. We're like, here's everything we're going to talk about. I didn't even talk about how today after the show, Nerd Duel is going to be premiering live, which I can't wait for you guys to see. It's going to be great. But here is what the Blabs, I'm showing it right now. Oh, there you go. Hi, there you go. Blabs in real time. This is what it looks like. We talk about where we're at, things we need to remind. And then we have a full list of things to talk about with all these links. And here we are. We've got all these things to talk about on a day-to-day basis. And it keeps on going. We got all these things here that we spend hours and hours and hours preparing. And we are currently right here.
Yeah, then I get on and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna rape ya. And then we just never talk about anything.
Yep. There you go. And that's where we're at. So there you go. Which is wonderful. And you know what? That's awesome. Guy Rise says, you got to understand Fuda is important for each guy on screen. The risk of gay increases with Fuda. You can have as many as you want, and boom, just hits no gay. It's how the delusion works.
It's how we
Okay,
got so
Gyra.
many people who were just like, I fuck men, but I'm still straight because I'm attracted to the femininity.
It's how we got a pink, blue, and white cap that Blabs likes.
Kind of deserved. I'm sorry. I didn't know he would hang this over you forever.
Listen, he looks like Rachel Maddow in his glasses. He's allowed to give one diss at me every once in a while.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh,
Rachel
man.
Maddow deserves one win.
I'm not even dissing you, Blabs. I'm dissing your hat.
You shut up with
That's
your hat.
worse.
I got it. It was a present from a very respectable person.
Yeah, I got news for
Need-
you, Blabs. You
Need to
gay.
make the meme. Don't talk to me or my hat ever again.
That's right.
Law says, Noah, get the boat. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Salon the Lich came in and says the Fuhrer totally didn't flee to Misiones, Argentina, and for sure Kurt Tank, aeronautical engineer from the Reich, didn't brought his knowledge here. Argentina developed jet engines because we smart like that. Okay, thank you for that. Oh golly. Was says these games are going to be the series that Craig starts on the. Yeah, I already read that one. Wasp, thank you for that.
What if his wife plays with him? What if they like? There's a Honey Pop 2 double date. Your wife could wingman you while you try to court 2 women at once.
That's not. Nah, I don't know. I don't think my wife would go for that. Just throwing it out there. Miku says, "What smells worse, Kirsche's mom's boot funk or used dildos inside, or the Ranny post-op?" Oh, God damn!
Imagine the smell. Ponder the aroma.
I don't want to ponder anything right now at all. Hey, thank you, Miku. That's fucked up. Alfred came in, says Kirsche definitely needs to be on more often. Also, it would be awesome to have Kirsche on with Madame Savvy for Montez.
I love Madame Savvy.
Listen, we actually said this publicly. I actually bought Savvy a PC because her PC was down, and the whole intention of like, look, let's get you back up and going. And apparently, I bought her a pre-built, and it wasn't strong enough for her to stream on. It's like,
what?
How is that?
How?
I don't know. I have no idea how. So as soon as she gets a PC, apparently she's waiting on a sponsorship from Meta PCs before she gets something there. So
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see kind of what comes with all that stuff. So, but yes, I would love to get Savvy on. It would be awesome. Get you guys booked together and go crazy with all that.
Absolutely.
Zachary just came in with a 20. Says Montez, always a great time with the Foxu. Guess what welder is making parts for MrBeast's new studio? This guy, unexpected new contract. Let's go, Zachary.
Oh my God, you'll have like on the ground knowledge when he kidnaps people and sticks them in a cave for slave labor. You're my new on the ground correspondent, along with cat pee fetish.
Maybe Zachary is the one who's been kidnapped for slave labor. Just throwing it out there, you know.
Zachary, blink twice if you need help.
Hey, Zachary, thank you so much. We may get to MrBeast news a little bit later on. We'll see. I don't know. But we do have some breaking news. It's time for a sounder. Let's go. Hey, made noticeable by Kirsche letting us know this is a thing.
Ay.
Google loses ad tech monopoly case. Ooh, this is the headline of this. U.S. proved Google willfully engaged in a series of anti-competitive acts.
You're underwater.
Fine. Sorry,
Just
I'll
like
stop.
Google's about to be.
Hey.
Okay, you're back now.
Okay. Blabs, you get to read this because I can't.
This
What do
is
you mean
true.
you
You
can't?
can't.
I'm not a good
Okay.
reader.
No, he really can't. The U.S. Department of Justice has won its antitrust case against Google, which accused the company of operating a monopoly in the advertising technology industry. The ruling, which marks Google's most recent antitrust loss following its search case, says the tech giant's anti-competitive practices in 2 key markets substantially harmed publishers and users on the web. Plaintiffs have proven that Google has willfully engaged in a series of anti-competitive acts to acquire and maintain monopoly power in the publisher ad server and ad exchange markets for open web display advertising. U.S. District John Leone writes, for over a decade, Google has tied its publisher ad server and ad exchange together through contractual policies and technological integration, which enables the company to establish and protect its monopoly power in these 2 markets.
Interesting.
Teletubby sounding ass judge.
Yeah, Leonie Brinkle. Judge Narnia found Google liable under Sections 1 and 2 of the Sherman Act due to its practices in the ad.
Why is she muted?
You muted yourself, Blabs.
Myself, it was my USBs. Okay, I'm back. It says liable under Sections 1 and 2 of the Sherman Act due to its practices in the ad tech tool exchange spaces, but dismissed the argument that Google had operated a monopoly in ad network. We won half of this case, and we will appeal the other half. Leanne Mulholland, Google's vice president of regulatory affairs, said in a statement to The Verge. The court found that our advertisers' tools and acquisitions, such as DoubleClick, don't harm competition. We disagree with the quirks.
Hey, Blabs. You're underwater a little bit too.
It's water time.
It's better. Hello?
There you go. It's better.
Hello.
Okay. We disagree with the court's decision regarding our publisher's tool. Publishers have many options, and they choose Google because our ad tech tools are simple, affordable, and effective. It sounds like a bunch of word salad.
Right. So what the big thing is, what does all this mean, right? Like the decision comes as Google and the DOJ are getting ready to meet each other in another federal court case across the river in D.C. that remedies phase of the search trial. Okay. So, well, listen, we've known this for a long time. And now that we know that they've been ruled here, what does that mean, right? When you're labeled a monopoly, which once again, this is common knowledge, has been something that everybody's known. When Google has the number 1 and number 2 websites in the world working together, obviously Google and YouTube, like it's impossible to not have that monopoly. So I don't know, Kirsche, what do you think of all this?
I'm kind of interested in what it'll mean if it's saying that they have a monopoly on the way that ads are given to people. So like the way that advertisers are able to promote their ads, as well as the way users consume them. I wonder what that's going to mean if their monopoly is broken up for like us as the users.
Could it mean better ad rates potentially? I don't know. I go back to like the YouTube partner program that launched in 2007, but really got off the ground in like 2009, 2010. So they're saying that they've had this monopoly for 10 years. I would probably say it's been longer than that.
Probably longer, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's interesting.
This kind of brings up a point. I mean, it's not really a monopoly point, but like if they're going to have to separate, because in our AdSense, we get everything as like one lump sum. They don't say like this is from your Superchats, this is from your members, this is from your ads. It's just one lump sum. So I'm wondering if they're going to have to separate out what the ad revenue is from the rest of it for like a total in our AdSense area. And you actually might be a good person to ask this. I've been thinking about how the Trump administration has been doing like the no tax on tips thing.
Yeah.
And how it applies to hospitality and the restaurant industry. And Uber and Lyft unions have been trying to make it apply to ride sharing as well. Streamers, the big portion of our income comes from tips. And on YouTube, your memberships, they're recurring subscriptions, so they're not counted as tips, but Superchats are tips.
Yep.
And on Twitch, it's similar. Your subscriptions are subscriptions, and then your bits, our cheers, are tips. And then everything through Stream Elements is tips. So I've been trying to figure out a way to lobby to also get streamers included in no tax on tips.
I agree.
And I'm not sure how to do that. Maybe you would know.
Yeah, the best way to go is to start a movement both online as well as through our representation wherever you're at, whether it's senators, go through them. But yeah, I 100% agree. Like primarily it's talked about the service industry, and obviously I'm biased here, right? I would love if we had no tax on tips. Do you know how much more creative stuff we could do?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh my gosh. Like if we didn't have to pay tax on it on every super chat or because here's the thing, right? Like, and this is just, I know you guys don't care, but we're talking about this already, right? You guys super chat $10. Awesome. We love that. Can't tell you how much we appreciate it. YouTube takes 30% of that immediately. Okay. So that 10 is actually 7. Then by the time we're done paying taxes on that, let's just say roughly 30%. So your 10 is actually closer to 5. Right, maybe less by the time it gets here, which is why we talk about like why Side Scrollers Plus is so important, why directly donating using like Streamlabs is so important, like Twisted Trading came in with 10, right? So just as a full reference, right, when you guys super, like we get around like 10, half of that. With a direct donation, your 10, we get about 92% of that, right? After credit card fees and things like that. So the 10 that we just received from Twisted Trading is actually like $9.20 compared to like 5. So, and then after taxes, whatever, right? But without getting all bogged down in it, yes, I do think that there's enough people who are content creators online, tens of thousands of content creators that do this for a living, that rely on their audience to support them, just the way a server is reliant on their clients, right, on a day-to-day basis to support them and the service that they provide. That I do think that it's worth bringing up, and I think that would, wouldn't that be amazing if, like, the content creation space, specifically in like the gaming space, is and really all spaces, is super duper left, right? Super progressive. If Trump was like, hey, no tax on tips on content creators, do you think that would sway them at all because it affects their bottom line?
It would be interesting to see what they do, because it would cause them to have to do something, because they would have to give us a different form or separate our forms when they give it to us, because they wouldn't be able to count subscription income in with the actual tip income. They would have to separate that so we would be able to file it correctly.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they would like increase the 30% as like a fuck you kind of,
Right. Well, I do think we need to get some sort of lobbying group behind it. And
yeah, I've been talking about it for months, and I've just been kind of like, I wish I knew what to do, and I don't know what to do. And I didn't even think of like asking you for some reason, because like you have plenty of contacts. You've done a ton of shit.
Oh yeah.
So it's I should have come to you.
Dude, let's do it. I'm totally on board.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, I'm totally on board. I would love to make that happen for sure.
Hell yeah.
Tamamo came in with the 20, says back to Final Fantasy 16 and the accent. Sid is probably one of the best silver foxes in gaming, and I would bet money our lovely fox lady would appreciate him should she ever play it. Also has a competitor for best gaming doggo too. All right, let's go, Tamamo.
And Sid's pretty great in every Final Fantasy. I can't think of a Sid that I like hated.
Twisted Trading came in and says, don't overthink this about Google just yet. They will appeal this for sure. Thank you very much, Twisted Trading, for the 10 over on Streamlabs. And SD0 with the 10 says, use Streamlabs. It's better. It is. Thank you very much. And Marmalin came in with the 10 says, I might sway to a degree, but you're forgetting that many aren't just, quote, content creators. They're ideologically captured Marxists. Yes, this is true.
Yeah, I don't think any content creators would be incensed to move any segment further right than where they're sitting on the left now. They'd probably actually not even pay attention to how they got extra income, if I had to guess.
Bragney, Boone, and Siloth have all become Side Scrollers Plus members. Thank you guys very much. Genuinely appreciate your support over there. Once again, you guys can head over there. You can support Kirsche directly by using promo code FOXLADY and getting a discount on your annual membership. Or if you want to go month to month, you can get a free month by using promo code NOPE, that is NOPE, to give Plus a try. Once again, this week you can watch the Sex with Hitler stream I did. This weekend, you can join me for the WrestleMania watch party. We got all sorts of fun happening over there. So join us over at Side Scrollers Plus. Okay, let's actually talk about video games here for a second. Then we'll get into Asmongold. Then we'll probably just call it a day. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. We'll go as long as you guys want to go. So this Mario Kart World Direct happened. And did you watch this morning, Kirsche? Did you see anything about this?
No, I was basically dead this morning.
Can I just give you a quick TLDR of the 15 minutes?
Yeah.
It was a waste of time. They showed off things that everybody kind of already knew. They showed off the Grand Prix, the battle mode, and whatever, all these things that you'd expect. The interactive world that you can drive around, the knockout tour, which they kind of showcased the first time, the ability to free roam, and the battle mode, which is a standard, 24 racers, which is big now. And that it's fun. It's fun for everyone. So they did show this like game chat feature and the camera play. And I do actually want to go back and look at that footage. Let me see if I can find that really fast. Because I remember looking at that footage, when they showed it and was like, they're really showing that off. Because the camera's footage looked like it was moving at in 5 frames per second. It did not look very good. Because it has your gameplay, and then on the bottom it has everybody else's, and it did not look super strong. So let me see if I can find this real fast, because I was less than impressed, to say the least. Let me see if I can get this here. Let's see, where are we? and see what y'all think of this when you see this, because they spent a lot of time actually talking about this. Let's see, here we go. You can see the footage here where they have Mario driving around, and then on the bottom you have this stuff. You can meet up with your friends. Okay, okie dokie. But when they actually show the footage, look at the footage down here on the bottom. See, look how the frame rate is down here. It's not good at all. Like when I say 5 frames, legitimately 5 or 10 frames per second down here. So
they'll find a way to blame us for the low frame. They'll be like, "Don't you have better phones?" You know.
Right.
I think Craig's on delay.
Or you
yeah, I was gonna say, I think he's on a delay.
Okay. I'll refresh. Hold on, I'm coming back.
Yeah, anytime
He's
shares
reacting
footage,
in 5 frames.
It's fine. It's 250 Craig over there. It's all right. I'll carry on. So I actually saw bits of the recap, and some of it I thought was really, really cool. And some of it I thought was a huge waste of time. Like Craig said, it was 15 minutes long. So, yeah, you can go on now, Craig. I was going to say I really liked the ice flowers. Those actually look cool.
Yeah, ice flowers are fun.
What do the ice flowers look like?
It's like a giant little snowball, and then you just chuck it, and it freezes somebody on the track. I'm like, that's kind of fun. That's a new thing. I don't think they have it on the Switch one. I don't really play the Switch one a whole lot, so I don't think it was in that one.
No, that's a new.
That's a new one. Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, there's a couple new things. There's also like a drive-through, which I thought was really cool, where you just and you can have food and bring food with you on the go. And I was like, that's fun. That's unique. But I'll be honest, everything that they're showing you, to me, is not worth the $80 for this game. It's not worth it at all.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I asked X, based on what you saw today, are you willing to pay $80 for this game? And it's pretty much a landslide right now. 78% say no. I don't know. It didn't do a whole lot to really sell me more on it. It was 15 minutes of things that I felt like we already knew. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on the whole Switch 2 pricing controversy and all the games and all that, Kirsche?
My whole thing is when I've been willing to pay $80 for a game in the past, it was for the pre-order collector's edition. Back when you could safely pre-order a game and you knew you were going to get a complete game that was actually playable and fun, and you would get an art book and a figure and some stickers, and you just get a whole bunch of stuff with it as a pre-order bonus, as a hey, we appreciate that not only are you buying our shit, but you're buying it ahead of time. What a great customer you are. Thanks. But we don't get that anymore, and I don't think I'm going to pay $80 for a game that's going to be I don't know. It's just I don't feel good paying $80 for games in current year.
There's been a lot of conversation about the price of games, and is $80 too much? Well, there's been inflation and games have been the same price for so long, so there's been a course correct, whatever. I really don't care how people. I think that everybody is right on this. This is if you feel that games should be more expensive, guess what? You're right. Go pay. And if you think that games should be cheaper, guess right. You pay, because at the end of the day, what's my saying? The market will decide, right? I mean,
like we said when we talked about this last time, it was basically just yeah, the increase in price would make sense in theory because games have been $60 for so long, but because everything else is so expensive, people do not have the income to be dumping on $80 games. Even 60, 70 had been breaking the bank for a lot of people. They're I'd rather wait for it to go on sale. And so I understand the perspective of yeah, sure, maybe the price has been low for what it should be in the market and it should have gone up. But the fact that everything else has also gone up, everything else is so expensive, people are living paycheck to paycheck more often than not. You think about, $100,000 is now considered the lower end of middle class,
right,
in the US now. That's crazy.
That is insane to me.
Yeah.
Growing up, the idea of making $100K a year, you're what? You're fucking rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
I'd be $1 million house. That's a mansion, right? It's got acres. It's got an in-ground pool. It's got a disco floor, right? It's a beautiful ornate thing. And then I look at $1 million houses in current year, and they're the house from Family Guy, and I'm that doesn't make any sense.
Right. Oh my gosh. Jimothy says, I didn't know 30% was YouTube's take. I guess this means I will increase my amounts of my supers from now on. Too bad my Questor mechanics demands my wallet will always be empty. Montez, thank you, Jimothy. Appreciate that. And we appreciate any and all support, no matter how big, no matter how small. Just you tuning in is just fine with us, Jimothy. Thank you.
And if you use the Stream Elements link, we basically get like 98% of it because it's like what? It's like 1.9% or something in like the just processing taxes or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. For you, it's Stream Elements. We use Streamlabs. So yeah, just the direct donation link is what we call it, and that's down below. So
yeah, I read all of mine. I don't know how you guys organize your stuff.
Yeah. We do our best to read every single thing that comes out for sure, including that. Gokai Silver is a brand new Plus member. Let's stink and go. Head over to sidescrollersplus.com. Get access to all that fun stuff that we do. By the way, we do have a fun video coming up this weekend, don't we, Blabs?
We do. We have side dishes for the first time. And we went to Hard 8, which is a barbecue in Texas. And you get to see myself, Phoenix, and obviously Craig try out some good old-fashioned barbecue food and rate them like we are IGN.
Yes, we have a lot of food coming up.
Yep, side dishes.
Right. I read side dishes and I got really excited because I imagined you guys being in a kitchen with like other guests and then all cooking side dishes and then judging the side dishes against each other.
That sounds brilliant, and I love everything about that. I think Blabs has said she needs to show us how to make pesto.
Pesto,
so.
yeah. We actually were gonna make pesto there, but we just didn't have the time and everything. So
yeah.
I feel like that's something we need to plan before I get there. But like, do you have this, like machinery wise, right? Like, yeah, equipment.
What kind of special machinery do you need to make pesto?
Well, you crush up the walnuts. I use walnuts, and they can't be salted.
Like one of those spin blade thingies.
Yeah, like a little
food processor.
Yeah, a little tiny food processor, really small.
Yeah, but like not a big one, yeah.
It crushes up the walnut into like a fine little powder almost.
So you're talking about pesto, and now I want like a nice sliced roast beef Italian pesto sandwich, baby. Oh
so
my
anyway,
God.
you use olive oil, you use fresh, you use walnuts.
She said she wanted an Italian, Blabs. She wanted a sliced beef Italian. Do you have issues with that?
No, I'm literally giving her the recipe. I was just telling her that. I'm like, you need
She was helping me out.
I'm literally offering you the ingredients that you need to make pesto, and Craig's like, "You're attacking her."
No, sorry. Well, you just kind of said, anyways. I was like, what? Really?
Well, like, so you need. I was like, all right.
Yeah, just so you know.
Okay. Armis says, I worked 10 plus years in the hotel industry. Tipping was a big issue in my country, and it was around early 2000 when many unions submitted a proposal to make adjustments to the regulations to make it as what it is now. It's an admirable goal. Do it. Also, hi, Blabs. Thanks, Armis. Appreciate it. Hi. Okay, let's talk about this take from Asmongold. But first, holy shit, this is red. I don't know what this means. But Blabs, please find out what this means. But why Karenate came in with 1 kajillion CZKs? It's red, so it's got to be great.
Okay, that's 45 US dollars. So let's check.
Let's go. Thank you so much for your 1,000 check monies.
That's almost a 50. We'll just give them a little titties.
Let's go.
Because currency exchange.
Just a little titty.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Currency exchange.
The way you said Ikaron Hate's name, because he's one of my guys. I call him Ikaron Hate. But the way you said his name made me think of like a marinara sauce. You know, he's just like a kind of sauce that you put on something.
Now, how do you say it one more time?
Ikaron Hate.
Ikaron Hate. 8.
But in here it's an N, so it would be Ikaron Nate. He threw me off on Twitter with that one.
Ikaron 8, thank you so much for the 1,000 monies. Says, if it makes you feel better, even here in Central Europe, houses went 4x in price and everything is way more expensive, even though government insists inflation is only 15%. Shake them, please. Hey. Oh, there we go. Shake them. Hey, thank you so much for your wonderful support. Mary says, I thought side dishes was going to be Craig's and Blabs arguing over lasagna soup.
I mean, that can be.
Right.
I want to eat a lasagna soup.
Oh, listen, I'll get you the recipe, okay, Kirsche?
Did you put it on Plus yet, Craig?
No, it's sitting on my phone.
Do I need to email you?
Yeah. Yes, you do. So
okay.
Yes. Trevor says, you missed my super. No, we're going to get to them all. We're going to get to them all. I promise.
See, I say the same thing, and then I have to spend like 7 hours doing it on Sunday because I never get to them all.
We're gonna get to them. I promise. Incarnate, right? No. Incarnate.
Yeah, epregnate.
Epregnate came in with the 2,000 Czechoslovakian money. Says, geez, Blabs, didn't know you were such a femdom.
Findom?
Give him some boobs.
All right. What
Give
is
him
a
the other
findom,
next
though?
level up, Blabs. Next level up.
Well, okay, here you go. More bibbies.
There you go.
She
There you
had
go.
to learn from me, and maybe if you give more currency, she'll be even nicer to you.
I want
true.
to uninstall.
Nope. It's true. Thank you so much. Let's go. Oh my
A findom
God.
is financial domination, by the way. It's where men like to be insulted and told they're worthless while also giving all of their money to the
That's
woman.
just mommy-dommy stuff. I didn't know there was a thin
No, mommy-dommy is gentle.
Financial domination. Oh my God, it clicks now. Wow, I'm learning so much today. Oh, interesting. Okay.
I feel like
Why
that's
did
what
you
our
say
show
it
is.
like that?
No, never mind.
I feel like that's kind of what our show is people just like pay us money to insult us on a on a day-to-day basis. Like, okay,
People
cool.
pay me money to tell me how much they want to fuck a small woodland critter, and it distresses me.
All right. There you go. We have not had that yet on the show. So you know.
Nope, you have plenty of super chats telling you that they want to do the core show when I'm on.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay, sounds
That's
good.
yeah, the Corsa's a small woodland critter. It's a little fox.
Oh, okay. Don't do that. Keck McKeckerson says, howdy, Kerr, with the 1776 America. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciate your support. And Tenarian says, with the 10, says, I also think Switch 2 games are too expensive. However, Nintendo is the only company I might dish it out that kind of money for. The games are polished, and I always play them all the way through, which isn't the norm for me nowadays. Let's go. You okay?
Yeah, hi, hiccup.
Okay. I was like, not sure what happened right there.
Sorry, I didn't say help afterwards, so you didn't know it was a hiccup.
Help. All right. Zorak says, Kirsche, if you want to do something politically with content creators regarding tips, maybe consider starting a pack with other streamers.
I thought you had to be like rich or Jewish to do that. Can I do that?
But maybe we can find some rich Jewish streamer to help with that. That'd be great.
Like Ethan Klein?
Yes,
That's the
there we
only
go.
Jew I know.
Do you want to pull up that next Plus member announcement, Craig?
Oh, yeah, here we go. Blabs Trans Hat has become a Plus member. How great is that? Hold on, did they actually become a real supporter of the channel?
Look, they use code NOPE.
Yes, let's go.
Look at the email, too. Oh, no.
Hold on,
Congrats on having another channel meme.
Love that. Yes. Thank you for that. That's wonderful. We'll see. if
Blabs
that-
trans hats rights.
That's good. That's wonderful. Oh my God. Risk Video says, I can't see Blabs calling us pay piggies. She seems too sweet to sell it.
Yeah, little pay piggy.
That's
What
right.
are you saying I'm not too sweet? You saying I sell it well? What is that supposed to mean?
You insulted the trans hat.
I thought you're supposed to.
What? Why would you insult my Stitch hat?
Well, you called it a trans hat.
I was calling it what you called it.
No, Blabs has officially called. It's now officially the
Don't
trans
even
hat.
try that, Craig. It's my Stitch bucket hat. It's always been my
Hats have feelings too.
Why would you say that Stitch is trans? That's horrible, Blabs.
He's a dude.
Blabs.
Blabs wants to trans the animals.
Craig's trying to gaslight me. Blabs
Unreal,
hat
Blabs.
lives matter.
Unreal, Blabs. Unbelievable.
That's gonna be the
Okay.
hashtag when you make a clip of her saying that.
Yes,
Blabs
hashtag
hat
trans
lives
hats
matter.
matter. There you go.
Blabs
Right.
hat lives matter.
Okay, let's talk about this Asmongold thing.
Okay.
Okay. So he said the
Should have
most.
said, speaking of trans hats, let's talk
That's right.
about the Asmongold thing. You missed the
That's right.
opportunity, honestly.
Speaking of trans hats, let's talk about the Asmongold thing. We had look. We talked about Bungie and Marathon. It's the new game. It looks fairly generic, right? Asmongold had this take, and now people are upset about this.
He looks high as fuck in that still.
Yes, he does. All right, let's see what he had to say. Let's see if everybody agrees with this or not.
I think that pretty much every single circumstance, it's always a bad idea to make characters that are not conventionally attractive.
Yep.
Because this is, again, this is a shooter game, and shooter games are going to be primarily played by men. So if you're making a shooter game that's primarily made for men, then you should make sure that all of the female characters in the game are fuckable.
Yep.
And I know this might sound crazy to say, but I'm just going to say it. That's what you should do. That's what you should do, because that's what people want to do. That's what girls will cosplay. Girls don't want to cosplay ugly, weird-looking, androgynous, creepy characters. And all of that, like, think about how much advertising Marvel Rivals gets because of how many girls try to cosplay the characters.
And that has people upset.
That is, like, the coldest take I have heard. Like, I have frostbite now. It was so cold. Like, that's just a normal thing to say. I want you to, have you played Paragon? Did you know anything about Paragon when Epic had made it? I want you to look up, Paragon Morigesh, Morigesh, and pull her up on screen. She's supposed to be like a crazy, like, swamp, doesn't bathe creature voodoo woman. And see how Epic made her, basically.
Morigesh, got it, okay.
Morigesh, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's see, just a quick little imagery of her, all right?
So, like, even as, like, a swamp creature that doesn't bathe, she is still made decently conventionally attractive. Like, a man would look at her and be like, she probably smells atrocious, but that pussy gonna grip. I'm gonna do it wood. You know? Like...
Right,
you know, like,
right.
there are dudes who would do that. She doesn't look ugly in the way that these new companies are making characters look ugly. There are cosplayers who would still cosplay this and look very good doing so.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I definitely agree. And like I said, this is the most vanilla take ever. The idea that, guess what? Sex sells. What?
Whoa!
Like, it's amazing. Like, hey, why don't you just look at Marvel Rivals? What's going on with that? And why people are playing that game? It's because they don't have
Hot
ugliest...
take.
Right. I know it's crazy.
Men like boobs.
This seems like a very, like, look, I know a lot of crazy things have happened over the last, 10 years or so. People think that boys are girls and girls are boys and stuff. If there's one underlying feature, one truth that has been through the entire time throughout humanity, is that men like boobs. It's true. It's never going to stop. Never not going to be true.
And it's like, you can make your goofy characters, right? You can have, like, your, oh god, like, your Sobex and your, like, Grim.exe and your Blitzcrank, right? Like, you can have these goofy characters, but they also, like, their ugliness isn't something that people don't like looking at, right? Like, oh, Sobek's a fucking alligator guy. Blitzcrank's a fucking robot guy. Grim.exe is a robot guy. Like, they look like either goofy or they look like pretty cool. They're not meant to be like, I'm gonna fuck that robot, right? But it's not like offensive to look at. It's still like a fun character.
I'm curious. Like, if you were to put it like most popular video game characters to cosplay as, like, just see if there's a list of this. There's
Cortana,
no real way.
probably number one.
Who is?
Cortana probably would be up there.
Oh, I would say probably fighting game characters. You're, like a Chun-Li.
2B says chat. Yeah, 2B.
Yeah, 2B, right? Yeah, 1000%. Laura Croft.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling these up as we go.
Loba.
Mercy from Overwatch. Like, these are all like attractive characters. Ciri from Witcher. And, obviously Mario, but that's like, it's Mario, right?
I'm sure Tifa's on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, like, this is according to
Hot
Screen
take,
Rant.
I like Yuffie better than Tifa.
Uh-oh. There we go. The internet just now, you did it. Most popular. Okay, listen. Sorry, Screen Rant. Look at these scantily clad women here with their big guns. Like, how dare you?
How dare they?
How dare you? Let's see. Is there a list here? Where is this here? Screen Rant. But either way, like the point is, like it's such a vanilla take, and then you have people like, Paul Tossi coming in and says, I gotta say, I didn't see this discourse coming to Marathon. Like I should know better, but come on, these are clone robots, shell things that are practically Legos. It's parody at this point.
All right, okay, he can't use that logic because the things in both like Blue Archive and Nikkei are also like clone robot shell things, and people want to fuck those. So like, what does he mean?
He doesn't understand that sex sells, and Asmongold says everyone's getting mad at me for this, but it's true, right?
It is true. It's literally just true. He didn't say anything controversial.
There's like, it's not even close to a hot take. And the fact that people are pissed about this is insane to me. I don't know. Blabs, do you have anything on this? Like at all?
Yeah, actually I do. I agree with him. So I don't always agree with what Asmongold has to say, but this particular statement, yeah, 100% I do agree. And you can even take it away from video games. Let's say merch, toys from like pop culture, Star Wars. What sells the most? Princess Leia and her slave bikini, those outfits, they all sell really well. How are the newer items selling? Terribly, because they're not sexy characters. How many times do you see like the Rey AI where she's like half-ass naked and they're like, this is what we want? Instead, Rey's like covered from head to toe in the movies and everything for no reason. Like, they don't sell these items. Merch doesn't sell. It's the same thing with the video games. Go to your target market. Who are they? Men. Okay, men want sexy characters. You want to make money? Do it. It's like a hard concept to understand here, but whatever.
You said you want to make money, and then all I thought of was that you better work, bitch.
You better work.
Well, hey, let me just say this.
Like, what am I supposed to call them? Piggies or something like that? What was the term?
Pay piggies.
Pay piggies. Pay piggies. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this right now. When we make a video game, because we are going to make a video game, right? We're going to get into this. The lead will be a female. There will be jiggle physics, and she's going to have big tits.
Hell
right?
yeah.
Voiced by Kirsche.
Right, and Kirsche will voice it. Right.
I can do the range of voices, baby.
I'm just saying, like, it's common sense. Like, if you don't do that, you're a fucking idiot because you're selling games, and like we all know, core video games are built around they're built for men. That's not a controversial thing. There are women, we get it, who play games. I get it. But look at all the games that have seen success this year, and you go, "Oh, well, yeah, they all have attractive characters." And like, by the way,
it's like even if you don't bring in the like video games are overwhelmingly like made for and by men. As a straight woman who does not want to fuck women, I also like playing attractive characters, whether they're a man or a woman. If I play an attractive woman character, I get to like buy her fun outfits. I get to like do fun emotes and dances with her. Like, it's just. People like looking at attractive people. That's just what this comes down to.
And
I think Alessis puts it out perfectly. Not even sexy, simply aesthetically pleasing would pass in this day and age. Yeah, you don't have to be like the hottest thing in the world, but like, man, we're not getting anything. Seriously.
Right. And it doesn't even have to stop. Like, it doesn't have to be women, right? Like, if you make a dude character, they need to be attractive. They usually have a big burly chest with some sort of abs. Like, that's just common sense. The idea of video games is escapism. You want to escape and see these people that are aesthetically pleasing to you, whether it's first person or third person or whatever. It's such a vanilla take. And to see like somebody like Paul Tossi be like, "Oh my, I can't believe the discourse went here." It's like, fuck, dude. Every game, everything, every piece of media, every sort of anything goes here. Because at the end of the day,
like some of these people are definitely the ideologues who want to push their version of what should be viewed as a woman, right? Like, you should not have anything sexualized. You should not have anything attractive. It's like the equity of the person. If you have like beautiful people to look at, it's going to make the not so beautiful people feel bad. And so, put simply, you just need to get rid of the beautiful people and have everyone be equal. But you can't do that. And no matter how many ugly characters you put in media, it's not going to make people feel any differently about ugliness and about what beautiful people actually are. You're not going to be able to change that innately, which is why people are disgusted by like obesity. They're disgusted by like how do I say physical deformity without sounding like a terrible person?
Sure.
Like that's,
We
that's
understand
just
what
what
you're saying, yeah.
things are in reality.
Of course. Well, and like, here's the thing. V, we've never had V on the show, but it'd be good to have V on. Says Asmongold thinks, no, normal people
Yes.
think this is this is unsustainable, right? And you can kind of see the examples here. You know, all these games that have just drastically failed because they don't have attractive characters, right? Like, that's it. I don't want to play as the Concord characters, right? People do want to play as Loba in Apex Legends. Like, Loba is an attractive character.
And like when the giant suit of armor is a woman worked is when you played as like the giant suit of armor, and then at some point, like the whole time you imagine the suit of armor being a man, and then they like take off their helmet and you're like, that was a woman?
Right.
Like that kind of a reveal like makes people go crazy.
Right.
But they didn't purposefully uglify it. Yeah, like, yeah.
I mean, like once again, I speak of like Loba, right? These are like Wraith over here on the right is you know, still has the figure of an attractive character, right? May have the crazy ass eyes, but then you got Mirage over here who's like, you know, smarmy and stuff. But Loba's like hot. Loba's like when you think like a hot character, that's what you think of, and it's fun to play. And guess what? Apex is a first-person game as well, you know. So this is such a vanilla take that the internet wants to get upset about for just stupid reasons. And
it just makes me think that these people, again, like some of them are ideologues trying to push this kind of like weird cultural change that I don't think they're going to be successful in achieving, because you can't change that like innate thing that people feel. But it's also just retards who are like, I am part of this cult, and so I have to agree with this dogma, and agreeing with this dogma will get me free engagement and interactions.
Right.
Like nobody is this stupid, so that has to be what it is.
Well, okay. Here's the thing: when you look at the response to a lot of this, right? You see this guy from Gamertag Radio. I've actually like spoke with this guy like 15, 20 years ago or whatever. But like, we're in the worst timeline now. Like, what? We're in the
like when you
worst.
scroll up and you look at that picture. Right. People, there's been that meme where people are just like, oh, Bayonetta is too sexy, this is for the male gaze, and then like several years later they're like, oh, 2B is too sexy, Bayonetta was a feminist icon of female empowerment, right? They just like, they complain about something, and then when new thing happens, they're like, oh, actually old thing was ours the entire time, new thing is the real bad thing, right? Like, it's not consistent.
Right. They co-op it and they go, oh yeah, actually. But then you like, we're in the worst timeline. You mean the timeline that's existed throughout the course of history, like the entire history? I don't know. You know, like these people are insufferable. Like the fact that they like this. Asmongold leans into his current core audience, and people outside of his core audience put too much weight on what he says. Statements like this should just get a laugh or a head shake. Yeah, it's not even like a big deal. It's not like this is.
I don't understand the people like saying that it's first person either, right? Because like even if it's first person, other people see what you're playing, and even if it's not a game where you're making your own character and you're playing a character, you still want to be represented by something that's either attractive or goofy. That's just how people are. The percentage of people who want to make, like, if they go in an MMO and they go to the character creator and they make like the smallest head possible with the largest shoulders possible and like giant jacked up muscular arms with teeny tiny itty bitty hands, like the smallest legs and giant feet, those people are like a small percentage, and they're funny. They make the character so like grotesquely ugly, it goes back to being goofy.
Crazy. I truly don't understand how people don't understand the entirety of life, the entirety of existence, that sex sells, you know.
This is your brain on propaganda.
Marius came back and says, but what are ugly people going to cosplay as, if not androgynous robots? That's right.
Well, they're just in cosplay all the time, obviously.
Have you not seen the overweight, ugly people trying to look like Tifa? Come on.
Pyro Rampa says, last time Kirsche was on, you showed a Mary English clip. Is that right? Mary N?
Mari _EN. The underscore is part of her name.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, say your name right.
Mari underscore EN clip, you idiot. Mine playing her singing her anthem, Grand Day Out.
I don't know what that is.
Sorry. But I will certainly know that Mari underscore EN is her name.
Yeah, you go learn today. Commit that to memory.
Go learn today. Ed Song says Paul doesn't realize that men go to the ER all the time for sticking their unit in places it doesn't belong, or are found in compromising positions with weird inanimate objects. This is true, Ed. This is true.
Or sticking things inside their unit and having to go to the ER to get them out, like magnetic beads or headphones.
What?
I feel like Kirsche and X-Ray Girl should have a nice chat one day, because like X-Ray Girl works in radiology and she's got stories.
Oh hell yeah! I was on Wicked Virtue's channel for Saucy Saturdays with her.
Oh, she's great. Yeah, Wicked's awesome.
No, we're talking about X-Ray.
I know.
No, X-Ray Girl was there. I said I was.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah,
with
well,
her.
they're co-host. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. Hey, give it up for Jesus for gifting a membership to the channel. Let's go, Jesus. Thank you very much.
Jesus.
Thank you. Ed came in and says, Blabs, have you never had a man crawl to... Blabs, have you never had a man crawl to you to your front door to deliver you money to you? Maybe if you got a pineapple on your hat, some financially submissive men may come to your door more often.
I mean, I feel like it'd be a very long crawl up the driveway, if I'm not honest. You know, I got a bit of a steep driveway. I live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but the more rocks that get stuck in their skin as they crawl up to your door, the better.
God,
It's like stepping on Legos. I
Yeah,
don't
you
really
want them to
recommend.
experience more pain and humiliation. That's the point of it, I guess.
They love it.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Dragon came up to Blabs, go ahead and read this real quick.
Oh, hi, Craig, Blabs, and Kirsche. Would you give my Rumble channel Dragon DJ Reviews a shout out? We talk about anime and tokusatsu shows and movies on Friday nights. Montez! Everyone go check out Dragon DJ Reviews on Rumble. Thank you very much. I don't even know where you are anymore, Craig. Where are you on this list? I'm making a new list. Okay.
Sorry.
427 Arbok for 10 says, I do like hot characters, but I feel like we're overlooking that designs can be ugly in any way that's cool or visually interesting. And we don't get that anymore either. Modern designs are just bad. Yeah, you know what? That's a fair point. Like, even
That's
if it's
what I was
ugly,
saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying when I was talking about like Sobek and Blitzcrank, right? They're not like ugly, but they're not like made to be attractive. They're like goofy, just unconventional characters.
Secret says, the problem isn't just unattractive characters. The modern audience wants characters who are vapid and unlikable. They could be hotter than 9 from BlazBlue, but they're still written so repulsively that people would still avoid. I agree. Thank you for the 20.
When I was working on a game project, when people were trying to like do Paragon revivals, the art team for the project I was working on, they were making the character designs, and one of the things that the artist really wanted was to make a character basically have the backstory of like being trans and how their transness is what encouraged them to come fight in the thing and whatnot. And everyone else is like, if you want to make a character trans, like, fine, but we don't want it part of their story. We think that it should just be like a thing that you say about it. And they were like so adamant about wanting this like trans backstory that they essentially like went on strike and refused to do work for the project, even though nobody was like getting paid, right? It was all like a free project thing. They were just like, we're not going to do any work unless we can get what we want here. I was like, that's so silly.
Totally agree, Craig.
And yes, that, I said, and that goes back to the identity aspect of it. Is like, this is who I am. You will respect it, and if you don't validate me, then I will not work for you. You know, it's like, okay, all right, fine. We have Clint says, I remember finding Screw Attack through the top 10 boobs videos. This is a list that we did 2007 or so. I actually have it pulled up right now. If it's only 6 minutes long, we can maybe watch that towards the end if you guys want to see the top 10 boobs video that we did and see if it holds up. Who knows? When
I first started coming on here, I told my roommate, and he was like, "What? Like the Screw Attack guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I used to watch Screw Attack. You're what?"
What? The Screw Attack guy?
He's like, "What the fuck?"
Dragon says, hey, Craig, Blabs, and Kirsche. We did. Thank you very much. Good for Dragon DJ Reviews over there on Rumble. Bonesaw is ready. Says women also prefer hot women. Victoria's Secret sales plummeted when they replaced the baddies with Carville and Roadhogs. Ladies, if you stopped lying about being woke, the world would be a better place. Thank you so much, Bonesaw is ready. Hey, Blabs Trans Hat came in. Says Blabs Trans Hat rights are human rights.
Even found my Stitch bucket hat. That's so
This
nice.
man's putting in the effort for the meme.
Really?
I appreciate that.
Anthony says you, Kirsche, Blitz Crank has a hot dad bod.
Look, I'm sure there's some Rule 34 somewhere of him using his extendable robot arm to pound some chick's bagooba, but like, yeah, I'm talking about normal people and what they find attractive, okay?
Incarnate came in and says they hated him for he has spoken the truth. That's right. That's right. That's for basic common thoughts.
This is talent, guys. This is pure talent. Amazing.
I love it
good.
when people put that much effort into memeing.
Love it.
And like my eye is just made it in the photo. It's like one eyeball.
Zorak says, Kirsche, if you want to do something politically, yes, we actually read that one. Thank you so much, Zorak. I don't know why I didn't go away. Christmas Loving Engineer says, happy Blabs Hat Day of Visibility. Let's go. Oh,
I
my
like
God.
Stitch. I'm gonna continue wearing this hat regardless of your opinions. Just saying.
That's right. You let them know it's part of your identity now, which is
That's right.
It's good. Was says, get Fleekazoid and Kirsche on the show together. It would be hilarious and amazing. Fleek and the rest of us pimps will tell you men like sexy women and women like to feel sexy. This is true. We've reached out to Fleekazoid a number of times, haven't heard back.
Twice now.
Yeah. So if you guys, let him know if you see him.
I've been emailing him.
Yeah.
Craig reaches out to me, and sometimes I come on my bi-weekly or bi-monthly show before I answer his DMs. You know, it's
It is what it is. No worries. Modest says, "Hey, bada bing, Foxu. You guys don't have like $5. Mistress Kirsche is a cruel mistress. Starting to rub off Don Blabino. Stop it. Arrivederci, raviolis, cannolis, up lasagna. Thank you, soup lasagna. There you go. Thank you for that, Modest. Appreciate that." Trevor says, you missed my super chat from an hour ago. No, we didn't. We're going to get to it. Chill. And Cthulhu, waifu, thank you so much for becoming a member over at Side Scrollers Plus. Use that promo code FOXLADY to get a discount on your annual membership. Or if you want to try it for free, head over and use promo code NOPE at sidescrollersplus.com. Give it up for Hacks Slay. Says, people like attractive characters. Baseball, huh? That's right. People like attractive characters. They do. Thank you very much for your super. That is outstanding. All right. Let's see. We have so much more to talk about, but we're going to get to your supers because otherwise we're going to be here forever. Tenarian says, male characters do not have to be hot, but the women do. I'm currently playing Europe exclusive PS2 game called Cyclone Circus, and every single woman is beautiful and has stripper moves. The guys are goofy stereotypes, and it works. That is true. The guys don't have to be because the guys understand that, but it does help, right? I go back to the days of old, like a Golden Axe, where you have a warrior and he's fucking manly, or Lance and Bill from Contra. Like, these are fucking manly men, right? Not fucking manly men, just fucking manly men. You know? Need to be very clear. Kirsch's on the show. Video Gamer says, Honeypot backer here. Creator is a former Insomniac dev that had a great puzzle game idea and wanted it to be sexy. Originally had webcomic writer on board, but there were creative differences, so dev wrote script himself, hence it being hilariously terrible. There you go. Thank you very much for the info, Video Gamer 25. Tenarian says, fun fact, Samus for Metroid wasn't the first to do. I'm actually a woman reviewer. The honor belongs to Kissy Masuyo of Baradu. She's Dig Dug's ex-wife and Mr. Driller's mother.
What?
All right. Thank you. Anonymous came in with the 10, says, you mean that you aren't attracted to leaflet? Also, forget about Blabs. Imagine people crawling through the driveway to inhale boot stank and be fin-domed by Kirsche's mom.
Oh, no!
Gross. Video Gamer came back, says, hello, fancy, fabulous, fantastic Findom Friday Foxu. Have you told Craig and Blabs about the cactus candy you tried on stream and what it tastes like? Side note,
Oh, I didn't.
prawn and honey pot can be turned off, then it's just a fun puzzle game with funny writing.
Yeah.
Please tell us about the cactus candy.
So I didn't know that you could eat cactus.
Oh.
I thought cactus was just like prickly and hurty, and like you could drink from them, but apparently if you drink from them, you can have hallucinations, so you shouldn't drink from them. But prickly pear cactus specifically makes fruit that you can eat. And apparently people decided to make candy out of that fruit. So I had my audience buy me prickly pear cactus jelly candies and also taffy. The taffy is so sweet and delicious. It's almost like a watermelon kind of flavor. But the jelly candies, I was eating these and I was trying to figure out a way to describe what they tasted like. And the only way that I could describe them, and I had multiple people be like, I never thought of that, but yeah, you kind of right. They taste like you were eating pussy and then took a bite of pineapple. So like you're eating the pussy, you're eating the pineapple, you're eating the pussy, you're eating the pineapple, and that is what prickly pear cactus jelly candy tastes like.
Michael came in with the $9.99. Says, "What's up, side scrollers and Foxu? How's the cup sales going? Heard there were new RuneScape 2 interesting times in the gaming sphere." Thank you, Michael.
Cup sales are going great.
That's good. That's good. You having that pinussy? Is that what they call it?
the pinussy, yeah, the pinussy flavor.
God. Oh, golly. All right. John says,
people are like, how does Kirsche know that? Like, I'm not a woman. Like, what do you mean? How do I know that? I literally own one. I am a vagina owner, a storage unit, if you will.
John says, active pew pew incident at Florida State. Pray for them at cops responding. Oh man, that's crazy. It's crazy to see. I'll take a look at that real fast and see what's going on. It says 4 innocent victims have reportedly been hospitalized. There's an active pew pew at Florida State. Yeah, that's scary shit. Okay.
Yeah, that is scary. That whiplash, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. It came out of nowhere. Sorry about that. Kyle, the Bears fan, says, if I wanted to see myself in video games, I'd play Atari, E.T. I'd rather see Gemma from Monster Hunter Wilds. There you go. Thank you, Kyle. Mr. Melancholy says, Emma Frost, Eve, 2B, and Bayonetta equals money. Tosh from Veilguard, intergalactic protagonist, and Abby Zilla from The Last of Us 2 equals trash. And they cry bigotry and sexism. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Sly Rice says, great. Now I have to buy prickly pear candy. Get your only taste of it, right? There you go.
I'm accidentally sales pitching this candy.
That's right. Blaz, why don't you start with pain right here, and we'll work our way through. Quick reminder, guys, head over to sidescrollersplus.com. We are going to be no post show today, but we are closing in on 500 members over at sidescrollersplus.com. We are currently at 445. I think it's actually gone up throughout the show, so thank you guys very much. You can watch my Sex with Hitler stream this weekend. You can come and join me as I watch WrestleMania. Well, that'll be free for everybody, so all you got to do is make a free account over at Sidescrollers Plus. And once again, you can use promo code FoxLady to directly support Kirsche here.
I need more pineapple candies.
That's right.
Prickly pear cactus candies.
Mm-hmm, that's right. So there we go. And of course, if you want to try Sidescrollers Plus out for free, you can use promo code NOPE, that is NOPE, to get a free month to start things off over there. All right, Blabs, let's get here. And by the way, let's if we get through this, we'll get a chance to watch the top 10 boobies that we did like 15 years ago. So
we have incentive.
Yes.
Okay, Pan says, Fox Lady, I can't give money to Twatch because a sign in poker. At least I used your code for a cup just because you announced your cup.
Thank you for buying a cup.
Cold says, Blabs, how was it being taken to Isengard? You know, it wasn't that great. Not a 5-star hotel. Magnum says, Craig was just exposed to Darkside Phil and he needed therapy immediately afterwards.
Yeah, no, I've been exposed to Darkside Phil many, many times. Yikes.
What a statement. Rebound says you should try and get Brian Lundick on the show.
Well, he's a nice guy. We had interaction recently because Robbie Starbuck was like taking credit for something that he had reported on. And I was like, well, DEI is actually not going away, guys.
Lex says, I became a Plus member for 2 reasons. Nerd Duel, game show is good idea good, and a Kirsche code.
Let's go.
Pally says, my friend met his wife through FFXY, and they still play to this day. I had the PlayStation 2 modem when EverQuest 2 came out, and it also worked for FFXI. And although I dropped it for World of Warcraft a year later, been World of Warcraft clean for 8 years. I don't sometimes miss it. Nope. Thank you
Nice.
for
Send
making me
memos.
read that. Mercenary says I said it and the Rev plush. That is 2 plushes. Thanks, Merce. Ryan says, Craig, as I am in a wheelchair, I can confirm you are right. Wheels do make everything better. Great views at my level, too.
Sorry,
Nice.
thanks for answering,
Heck
Ryan.
yeah.
Appreciate that.
B. Barrett says, I used to play Final Fantasy XI back in the day. I'd play while listening to OG Side Scrollers with Tom and then later Corey and Dustin.
Nice. That's a deep cut right there.
Mercenary says, the Kirusha plush army will take over the world. Mercenary also says, clip the Foxwoman and Craig, please.
Oh, yeah.
Vault says, Kirsche plush arrived and goes perfectly with Comet-chan. Okay. Miku says, why am I an hour late? What is this? I don't know. Get your shit together. Black Short says, deja vu. I have been in this place before. Wait a second.
Hey, real quick, we are going to be like, you guys don't go anywhere. Like, stick around because we got a couple things. We're gonna watch this top 10 boobies, and we're going to raid Nerd Duel. Nerd Duel is going to be it's a premiere today. Everyone's going to go over there, check it out. We have some really good competitors on this week, including Endymion, which trust me, you want to tune in for this. The link is at the top of the chat if you want to be there, or if you're watching on YouTube, you don't need to go anywhere. You can just literally stay here as the page will redirect once the show is over. So,
Magnum says, when did Blabs become the Ministry of Censorship? I'm not pro-censorship. Never been. Nerdy Texan says, someone just needs to buy a large enough jar. Do not do the course.
Correct.
do not.
Kirsch is slanging fleshlights like Ron Jeremy.
No!
Mercenary says, I gifted Razor Fist sex with Stalin on stream. Nice.
That's funny.
Okay.
Cruillo says, if you like big bucks, then you cannot lie.
You other brothers can't deny when a big
Let's
buck
go.
walks in with an itty bitty face and those big antlers in your face, you get sprung.
That's a new one.
Oh,
Backdown says, Craig and Blab souls are unaligned. They need activation coaching.
I learned about activation coaching the other day, and I saw a woman talking about how in World War II, the witches of England used their summoning powers to bring together like King Arthur and Jesus and Odin to fight against Hitler, and that if it weren't for the witches fighting on the astral plane, we wouldn't have been able to defeat Hitler in World War II. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it just makes sense if you don't think about it.
James says, Kirsche, there are individuals trying to demonetize you from your sponsor. I can send you a link on Twix if you want.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of people trying to get GamerSubs to drop me again, which means you need to go to GamerSubs and use code Kirsche on your orders.
That's right. That's right. Let them know.
Magnum says, the Wheel of Tuna sounds like heaven to me. Miku says, she doesn't like hardware store, flog her.
I'd like that.
Lloyd Brown Bear says, large dangly balls. Thank you. Yo says, balls or no balls on your futa, Craig.
I haven't given it much thought, but thanks for that.
R-Block says, my Kirsche plushie came yesterday. Also, there was this moldy pink rabbit vinyl in the same shipment. Funny coincidence. The ants must be coming later.
I'm gonna rip her ears off.
Marty says, everyone talking about their Kirsche plushies made me realize mine never showed up and I ordered one of the originals last year. I clear email regularly because of spam. Don't know what to do about it anymore. Please help.
If you ordered the, like, Kirsche plush, like the plush of me, I haven't gotten a shipping notification for mine yet. So they're still sending out shipping notifications until the end of this month. If you haven't received the plush by the 30th, I would say reach out again. If you don't get a response, make a mod ticket in my Discord server and I will reach out to my guy. If you're talking about the Kirsche Cube plush, because I had the Cube plush before, make a mod ticket right away, because that is very old and I would need to address that with Uwu Market for you.
Okay. Skibbity! Blabs, my good goddess and hottie, please take this. Okay.
Oh no.
See, that's when you take it and you rip it apart and you tell him,
I'll step
only
on
one
you."
flower? You're supposed to get me at least a dozen. What kind of
piece of
pay
shit."
piggy are you? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Step on you.
There's an entire
McLeod.
market here, Blabs. You're missing. It's
I'm
crazy.
too nice, man. McLeod says, my favorite bit from UHF was Raoul's Wild Kingdom. We learned turtles are nature's suction cup and teach...
That's right. You teach poodles how to fly.
Why is she muted?
I don't know. She
I have a USB problem. It keeps doing it.
Why are turtles flying?
So it's turtles are nature's suction cups. It's Raoul's Wild Kingdom. He takes a turtle, tosses it up, and like it goes to the ceiling. It's awesome. It's
Wait,
so
like
good.
a live turtle?
Yeah, it's from the movie. It's great. It's outstanding.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like another frog vomit butthole from Joe Rogan thing.
No.
Anyway, Trevor says, has Blabs seen the Flash Gets Hogwarts Special Edition animation? Probably. I just don't know by the names. Prairie says, can I add this super chat to the first one so it gets read? Well, we just read this one,
There you
so...
go.
Peasant says, what does the Kirsche and H.P. Lovecraft have in common? They both have gateways to unspeakable horrors above comprehension.
Don't ask me the name of my cat.
Don't think I want
Okay.
to. No.
Honey Badger says, Blab saying bro is like Craig saying along the way.
She does say
You'll
bro a
notice
lot.
he do say bro a lot, but you know what? Craig has not said along the way a whole lot. So,
I've adjusted.
and Pat. But I've been saying bro since like I was in high school, so yeah, there's no way to fix it now. Bro. Scooter says, Kira just keep throwing flashbangs at Craig today.
That's right.
I forgot my main hand weapon, so that's all I have.
I'm over here just like I can't see what's going on in the show. Just swinging.
Reese says, with everyone constantly firing Blabs, I should throw her a lifeline. I'd be happy to welcome her into my community. Also, Craig, I hope you like the palate cleanser.
Thank you, Reese. Appreciate that.
Pally says, so many great reactions in today's episode. I need to splice them all together for a funny compilation idea. Please do.
Hallie, listen, we love that. Please do. You can like take our content, reuse it, monetize it, do whatever the fuck you want with it. Like, please.
Crumple it into a ball. Play basketball with it.
That's right. And then
Say slurs on the court outside of Asmongold's house.
That's right.
Then
we'll criticize you for it and say that's all you can do. That's all you did.
I don't think you can be a dummy mommy. I'm sorry,
Oh.
Craig. It's not
Oh,
really in
sorry.
your nature.
No.
He's got to get the belt out and wear a
Maybe
nice
get a
suit
whip.
if he wants to do it.
Get a black leather whip. Maybe it'll boost it up a little bit.
That's your best edit. There you go.
He's gonna start texting Cam later. I'm like, this is your best edit. You're worthless.
Oh no.
Greedy says, hello all. Hey Kirsche, what software do you use for that animated avatar?
VC face, but I want to start using Warudo eventually.
The Iron Monocle says, hi Craig. For a World War II parody game that's pretty fun, try My Little Dictator by War Girl Games. My Little Dictator? What is
Yeah,
it,
make like My Little Pony.
John says, so Blabs is saying you can't be soy if you're fat. Absolutely, you can be soy if you're fat. What are you talking about? Shadow says, does Kirsche actually know what a himbo is?
Yeah, that's why I said Asmon isn't a himbo.
That's true, he's not. Mighty Megatron for 5 just popped in on Rumble, says, I can always tell these needy and ungrateful chicks that demand this and the other. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to fuck you till you love me. Problem solved. Wow. Okay.
Just give me a giant turkey leg.
What?
Jesus.
Cladix, anyway, member for 11 months says, don't worry, Blabs. Kirsche will be breastfeed. Asmon, I mean feed. Damn it.
What?
I need to go away now. Mercenary says, by the way, Tom Cruise had Val kill. Dude, what the fuck, Mercenary?
I hate the mental imagery that Super gave me. Why would you do this?
Anyway, Adam says, yeah, Kirsche joined the cult of Kirsche today. Moving on, Zachary says, sorry to disappoint, making parts off-site to ship. John says, LOL, they would demand to pay extra. Sly Rice says, Kirsche, if we ourselves become the course, then can we then do the course, or would we then be the course that so many seek to do? Asking for a friend.
I mean, like, if you're a furry woodland critter and you're next to a furry woodland critter, like, yeah, you can have furry woodland critter sex. It wouldn't be bestiality, but, like, you'd be an animal, right? And you couldn't seek out the loving from a human because that would be bestiality. You gotta be really careful about what you're doing here, weirdo.
You know that gif I was just saying about Winnie the Pooh floating away?
Yeah, you're disassociating right now.
Yeah, no reason why I brought that up. Wiseman says, Nintendo already said that video game in game chat is throttled to ensure that your game doesn't take a performance hit. It's intended to be bad quality.
Weird.
Skibbity says, 350. Blobs, I love you. Take this, please. No. Give me 10 roses. Jesse says, do not do the course, Montez.
Now you're getting it, Blabs.
Noble Ghost says, I'm a simple ghost. I see fucks you. I click and hit like. Fucks you, love.
I hope I'll see you in my Victorian house.
Ian says, at least it's not Goonerfist brain dead takes while simping for Melanie Mac. Hashtag felt it.
What?
Pippa says, play Item Plus Castle in the Clouds. It has SFW version and a jiggle on command button.
I like
Tanushi
jiggle on
says,
command.
Kirscha's entering a risk zone, and I'm not talking about her pair of watermelon.
What does he mean by this?
Moving on, John says, hola mi amigos, who's hungry for some pinocha?
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 I don't know what that is.
I thought he was trying to do the whole pussy candy gummy
I'm sure
thing.
he is, yes.
Okay, anyway. Cole Bassett says, one last donut for one last Montez. Thank you
Let's
very much.
go.
Niku says, you get your stuff together. It was no mobile glitch.
What?
Makes me cute. Because I told him to get his shit together because he showed up 1 hour late. That's so... Opinion Junkie for says, I thought iDubbbz would do a content cop on you.
I'm honestly surprised that he put out a content cop on Sam Hyde's birthday, and it wasn't on Sam Hyde. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen some Twitter posts about it.
I
Marksman
haven't watched
says,
it either.
so the candy tastes like Kirsche. Got it. Buying. Oh my. Emperor Creighton says, did you know that iDubbbz wore a Sonic Tree medallion? Oh, it
Yup.
fits. That Asian guy. My list of questions get longer every time Kirsche gets on. Well, you're
Can you
Asian.
handle
You
the
should
answers?
solve it. Game Hunter says, Kirsche, whoever marries the Goblin King, Asmongold, gets to be the mother of his VTuber daughter, Kazi. Kirsche, would you read a manga if Asmongold and Kazi gets isekai to a medieval world?
I mean, I hope I would do a lot better than Kirito did, I'll be real with you.
Right. Trevor says, no, Blabs, it's an animation about the retard class of Hogwarts. No, then I've not seen it. Thank you very much for the super. Scooter says, so chat, do you like saying slurs? That's basically the Twitch burn down stream. And Mercenary says, Val Climber was going to release a list of names. Mercenary, I think you're a little bit cuckoo. Trevor says, you know it's bad when Kirsche calls you a weirdo.
True.
And Raiden says, Stanley and his mop love UHF 36 years ago. I'm old. And Curtis says, Montez to Electric Boogaloo.
There we go.
Caught up.
All right, well,
There was a super from earlier, I don't know, it was Euros, and they mentioned something about baseball. And I wanted to bring up, like, you can't just like pivot away from a sexy topic by talking about baseball. As someone who lived in New England, do you have any idea how many like suburban moms were schlicking to fucking Jason Varitek? Do you I know Jason Varitek's name simply because I could not escape women salivating over him in the fucking streets. I don't like sports ball, I don't watch sports ball, but goddamn do I know who Jason Varitek is.
they wanted to slob on that knob. I
They
promise you
wanted
that.
his knob, man.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of knobs, we got our Montez wheel we're gonna spin. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a big spin.
Spin!
Nice and loud. Let's see what we got here. We are finishing with Street Fighter 2. Which one is this? We have two versions of Street Fighter 2. This is Indian Edition. This is a brand new one. You haven't seen this one, Kirsche. Check it out.
Bitch!
I'm a little upset. I think before the final Montez, you need to have an audio of the guy saying, "Do not redeem!"
we should definitely get that added
We should
there.
get Kay to yell that and like have it as an audio clip and be like, "Do not redeem," and it's
Yeah,
really
someone
okay
who can do a really good accent.
yeah, she's Indian, so she can.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. Okay,
Also, Switzerland over on Rumble saying, "Does Craig not watch over Streamlab tips? Are you missing something?"
Let's see. Oh, there we go. Here it goes. Ko-Fi is a great way for most cut on tips. Also, if you want to gift on Rumble, Rumble takes over the browser only 17 cents of the $4.99 gifted sub. Blabs, what Harry Potter meal can you cook? Thank you so much. Sorry about that. I missed that.
I don't know. I've never thought about it. I have Harry Potter cookbooks. I've made butterbeer before. I'll step on you and make butterbeer. There you go.
Whoa. Okay.
I used to regularly make sea salt ice cream from Kingdom Hearts. That shit slapped.
Let's go.
Nice.
Okay, so coming up in about 10 minutes, we have the premiere of Nerd Duel, which once again, you guys don't need to go anywhere. We're going to go right into that, and I'll adjust it to where it lines up exactly with the end of the stream. So don't go anywhere. We're going to watch that. Like I said, the page that you're on will redirect automatically on YouTube, and we'll make sure we get the link over to you guys over on Rumble, and you guys watching over on Kick as well. Good to see everybody, and of course, you guys over on Side Scrollers Plus. With that said, I did this list of top 10 boobies like in 2007. I don't remember anything about this outside of that we did this. This is about 5 minutes and 51 seconds long. Y'all want to watch this and see how inappropriate it is?
How much jiggling is in it?
Let's find out. You know what I remember about this? When writing the script, I didn't want to use the same word to describe boobies twice. So here we go.
If there's one thing gamers love more than games, it's those tantalizing tatas.
Still true? Just throwing it out there.
True.
And publishers have noticed, combining the games and the gazongas.
There's no escaping it. Hooters are everywhere. So we've taken a close look and completed the 10 best. It doesn't matter if the game sucked. It's all about the hoo-has.
So get out your tube socks and tissues. This could get messy. This is Stuttering Craig.
And Handsome Tom.
For Screw Attacks, top 10 boobies in video games.
Was that English, Craig?
Back in...
Blabs, you were smirking like you didn't like one of my lines in there.
No, I don't like hearing you say these things. That's weird.
Oh, sorry.
ancient Greece, it seemed like everybody had their shirt off, even chicks.
In God of War, Kratos had some bad visions, but no vision better than the 2 naked chicks in his bed. What's better than a set of bongos? 2 sets of bongos.
It's awesome. Before he went out to kick some ass, he pushed the right buttons and got some ass.
Don't go.
Number 9. Blood Rain. If the lead character was a guy, this game would have sucked even more. Her boobs are the only quality feature about it.
Big Mama.
You can turn this blood-sucking vampire into a naughty little schoolgirl. And if that's not good enough for you, well, just open up your cheat menu, and you've got Juggy mode.
Nothing says power like going from B's to D's with the press of a button.
That's funny.
We need more of that.
Yeah, we need more of that. They keep reducing them. Make them bigger.
Went from B's to D's with the press of a button. Let's go.
Don't freak out, you pervs. We're not talking about a little girl. We're talking about these.
Jesus Christ.
Stretch Panic is a crazy-ass game that has some of the most Herculean polygon pillows ever to grace a game. How do you stop
pull the
them?
nips?
Yeah.
By yanking the yabos with your magic scarf.
Yeah, that's pretty weird, but it's always fun seeing your opponent float away because their giant Hindenburgs turned into a helicopter.
That's hilarious. I've never seen that game.
And some deep cuts in here. Some real deep cuts.
She can kill you 100 different ways. After all, Nina is the ultimate assassin. Now, how do we know this? Because it says so. And a video game wouldn't lie to us.
True. That's right, but there's no line about Nina's boobies. She's got a rack that'll knock your face off.
Crotch shot.
6.
We don't get enough of those anymore.
No, we don't. This is classic internet here.
What do you get when you add Triple H and a Playboy bunny?
I don't know.
A completely average game.
Okay. Well, if you're looking for some love muffins, the Rumble Roses girls have them. And if you don't like them, change them. Craig, what boob percentage do you like?
I like mine at 100%.
Why did you say it?
Why did you do that?
That was the idea. Oh, that's awesome.
It's like
That's
a terrible Vince McMahon impression.
It's so creepy.
As like Craig in his trench coat in the back alley.
You pervert.
100%. Let's go. That's awesome.
Proof that you can make an entire franchise based off a rack. Laura Croft captured young geeks' imaginations with her terrific twosome.
Sure, her games are good.
That's right.
But it doesn't really hurt when you're staring at a perfect polygon pair that's inspired more boob jobs than Bob Barker's inspired neutered pets. Does it?
Further proving my
some pretty good lines in here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that's a pretty good line.
point that it doesn't get much better than guns and boobies. Number 4.
DOA is a great fighting series. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
That's correct. No buts because everyone's looking at their honkers.
DOA took titskis in gaming and brought them to a whole new level with the bouncy boob option, something that hadn't been done up to that point.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It is
If you think
ridiculous. It looks
that's
silly when
ridiculous-
it's like such, low quality graphics, but like they wanted to bring the bounce to the screen.
It's good, man. It's good.
It is.
Look at this.
Oh man, this one.
DOA's bouncing boobs were so popular, Team Ninja created a spin-off and the most satisfying game of Spanktervision this side of Nitras.
The characters don't speak English,
What's that?
Spanktervision.
That's right.
and that's kind of hot. But let's be honest, people don't really play this game to listen to the girls or play volleyball.
I love
Hey,
my
it
women
plays
not
well, but the
speaking
main
English. That means they can't not consent because I can't understand what they're saying.
That's right.
The reason you picked it up was for the cutscenes of the Snuggle Pups and to file things away for those long, lonely nights. Oh, dear God. I'm going to go on record and say this is the only game in history that combines golf and motorboating lesbians.
Peekaboo. I see two.
Why do I want to take up golfing all of a sudden?
Do you know this game existed in Kirsche?
I didn't know this game existed, and I never thought I would see a mixture of golf and motorboating lesbians together. That is, the developers were cooking.
That's right. Thank you, Void. Appreciate that. Mercenary, thank you. Just excellent. This is good. See, now we know.
No need to have adjustable A cups here. They're already double Ds when you hit the green.
I guess the goal in Outlaw Golf was to make the jugs so giant that they take your attention away from the old men in Speedos in the background.
It's the only way to make golf exciting.
Oh, man. This game is actually...
This game is banned!
Yes, it is banned. Yes.
Why did you put it at number 1?
Because it wasn't banned when we were there. This game has since been banned. Yes. Yes. I don't even know if I can show this, actually. Yeah.
As long as you're not showing the minor, right?
Yeah. We don't, here we go.
To be the worst game in history, it also had the best breast. Why? Because they took drunk-ass chicks and got them topless.
2, 3.
What's wrong with you? Don't you want to see titties?
Yes. And what was billed as the ultimate party game for dudes, it's actually a game for washed-up World of Warcraft players with no friends and an immense knowledge of useless trivia.
Asmon probably owned this game until they banned it.
1,000%.
So give it up for the guy game, the only best list it'll ever top, and it has nothing to do with the game itself.
Yeah, you've reached the sorted chubby level.
So there you go. That's the list right there. So,
Oh, God. Yeah, they were trying to capitalize on the Girls Gone Wild thing. And, that would have been a good idea, except they didn't vet the women well enough if someone was able to lie about their age and get in the game.
This is 1,000% true. Yes, 1,000% true. All right, listen, we're gonna raid our own show. You guys don't go anywhere. Thank you guys so much, SPZ. We will do our best to make DOA great again. And Rambam wants to know how to get one of your plushies, Kirsche.
Unfortunately, merch is limited time, so you can no longer buy plushies. They were on sale last year in December.
Okay. Sorry about that, Rambam, but you can support Kirsche by going to sidescrollersplus.com using promo code FOXLADY and supporting over there. We greatly appreciate that. Or you can try it out for free by using promo code NOPE, that is NOPE, to get a free month over there. Tenarian's going to finish... Oh, I'm sorry. What's that, Kirsche?
I was going to say, or go to GamerSupps and buy my merch that's on GamerSupps right now. It leaves tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you would like to get a piece of Kirsche merch from GamerSupps, do so before tomorrow or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, peace. All right, we will get going. We have a premiere going right now. We're going to raid that. Tenarian says this video is the epitome of pre-SJW internet and a great reminder that they're called video games for a reason. It's something you play for fun, and boobs are fun. Too many games nowadays are more made to be endured than enjoyed. Tenarian, thank you very much. You guys stay right there. We're going to rate it. Do us a favor. Watch the premiere. Hit the thumbs up button. Enjoy some Nerd Duel. It is a wild ride. You guys have a great rest of your day. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Don't go anywhere, YouTube. You're going to go right there. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Fatality.